investigation. Democrat Robert Garcia of California is ranking member of the committee.
Secretary Clinton never met Jeffrey Epstein. She never visited the island. She never flew on his plane. And she also had no knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's horrific crime.
Garcia also says,
we're demanding immediately that we ask President Trump to testify in front of our committee and be deposed in front of oversight Republicans and Democrats.
Former President Bill Clinton will be deposed tomorrow. Pro-Trump activists are urging President Trump to declare a national emergency so he could have more power over voting ahead of the midterms. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the latest.
The Washington Post reports Trump supporters are circulating a draft of an executive order claiming China interfered with the 2020 election as the basis for the president to declare a national emergency. President Trump has repeatedly claimed without evidence that the 2020 election was stolen from him. The White House responded it is regularly in communication with a variety of outside advocates, but it also called the story speculation. CBS election law expert David Becker said the executive order would be clearly unconstitutional and divorced from legal and factual reality. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The Tucson area house where authorities believe Nancy Guthrie was abducted on February 1st has been turned over to her family. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti reports.
This news of the crime scene now being cleared comes as a source close to the investigation tells CBS News that the FBI is now moving its command post from here in Tucson to Phoenix as part of what's being described as a long-term plan as the investigation continues.
The Taliban leaders in Afghanistan have set harsher punishments for the mistreatment of animals than for domestic violence against women. CBS's Cami McCormick has UN reaction.
Afghanistan is a graveyard for human rights.
The UN's High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, said the new decree violates Afghanistan's international legal obligations.
The cascade of edicts and laws announced by the de facto authorities since coming to power in 2021 is having a crushing impact on the Afghan people, particularly women and girls.
The 60-page decree lays out penalties for women who visit their relatives without their husband's permission. It also criminalizes criticism of the Taliban leadership.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street right now. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at jtv.com.
New treatment to address fentanyl addiction. Details coming up, but first your KIRO News Radio traffic. We've got big backups right now approaching the Hood Canal Bridge due to a recent closure for marine traffic. And then eastbound at Midspan, we've got a stall partially blocking that lane. You drivers, you can still get around, but it is adding to your eastbound backup. Crews continue the annual Agate Pass Bridge cleaning. Traffic is alternating through a single lane across the bridge. Looking at about 1 mile backups right now in either direction. Here in Seattle, South 5, you're looking good. North 5, you've got about a 7-minute delay there at our Ship Canal Bridge work zone. The backup starts approaching 520. In South Hill, we've got a collision westbound 512 right through that South Hill curve. It's blocking your right lane, and you're backed up bumper to bumper to Meridian, and we have a high wind advisory at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Connors. Cutoff day is come and gone in the state legislature. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey explains some bills died on the vine after being left in committee. Others survived.
One bill that's still alive, House Bill 2289, is designed to streamline the state's Running Start program, taking away some $14 million in support. Running Start allows 11th and 8th graders to take college courses and earn 10 credits before they get to university. Hugely popular when it passed 3 years ago, participation has grown 400%. For many students, it's helped them be able to afford to go to college, then avoid massive college debt on the other end. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A 44-cent treatment could help solve one of the biggest obstacles in treating fentanyl addiction. KIRO News Radio's Manda Factor says the answer may be in ketamine.
Dr. Lucinda Grandi is a clinical associate professor at the University of Washington School of Medicine. She tells Seattle's Morning News ketamine has been used for chronic pain and depression.
Most recently, we've been using it to help people transition from fentanyl to buprenorphine, which is one of the two highly effective treatments for opioid use disorder.
But severe withdrawal keeps some people from using it. Her study gave an extremely low dose of ketamine before starting the medication.
30 minutes later, their withdrawal was basically resolved.
Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
It's been 2 days since a stabbing and police shooting that left 5 people dead in the small community of Purdy. All investigators will say so far is that it started as someone violating an order of protection and ended with bodies all over the street. This neighbor spoke to KIRO 7 TV.
And it was just crazy how it just looked like it went back to complete normal, like nothing ever happened. Just everything out here normally how it is.
Does that feel weird to say?
Extremely weird. It feels very unnatural.
Witnesses tell the Seattle Times a man was attacking his mother and turned on the people who tried to help her. The King County executive is proposing a new legislation to fast-track repairs to roads and bridges damaged during December's historic flooding. Gurmai Zahilai's plan would temporarily expand how the county uses a real estate excise tax. He says it would allow that money to cover transportation repairs without raising taxes. The idea has bipartisan support. The county estimates more than $10 million in damage from our flooding. And now your KIRO News Radio weather, a stray shower or two, otherwise partly cloudy and low 50s this afternoon and breezy conditions. We're already at 50 and cloudy in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the show. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, how you doing today?
Great, brother. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday. Hey, could I take a moment? It's not just any Thursday today.
Okay.
If you'll notice the date on the calendar today,
26th of February.
February 26th. February 26th is a pretty important day here at KIRO News Radio. It was 7 years ago today that Laura Scott became an employee of KIRO News Radio.
What?
This is Laura Scott's 7th anniversary here at KIRO.
What? How do you know this and I don't know this?
Well, these things matter to me. And
was it on the newsletter?
It was on the newsletter
machine?
on the coffee machine.
I don't read that.
Well, you're missing out because it's chock full of useful information.
That's the only thing Spike reads.
I don't read anything else. But it's we just want to say thank you for all you do here.
Congrats.
And acknowledge your 7th
I didn't know it either. Congratulations.
Wow, neither did I. Congratulations to me.
We wanted to show our appreciation, so we got you a little something. Jake and I got together. We pulled up together on this.
How sweaty are you right now, Jake?
Well,
Did you sign the card?
There is no card. Cards are meaningless. By the way, if you don't give empty cards that can be recycled for future events, you're missing out.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Give somebody a card. The meaning is there, the thoughts are there.
But don't sign it.
They can then play that forward.
They can re-gift it.
Yeah, but back to Laura's 7th anniversary. The traditional anniversary gift for a 7th anniversary is copper.
Whoa.
Copper.
So I went out and got you this. It's a little copper wire.
It actually is copper wire.
Don't ask where I got it.
You did bring it.
Can I trade
Were there
this
any
in
light
for
rails
the
not
value
running
of the
today?
item?
Suspiciously shut down on the way.
Just check your schedule before you count on the light rail today.
Between here and
yeah, but I live up in the north end of town, so just be careful.
Okay.
You're gonna have to show me how to strip this later.
I got guys who can do that for you. Anyway,
and where to unload it.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm not giving.
There's a great black market for that, actually.
I am not giving up my sources.
Okay.
First off, anyway, we just that's a bit of course.
Well, thank you so much,
You're very
Spike
welcome.
And Jake.
Yes, of course. Yes,
some
absolutely.
copper for you. Happy anniversary. Happy 7th.
Speaking of copper, we're actually going to have Charlie Harger on just a little bit. There was a way that lawmakers actually could have stopped some of the copper thievery that's happening. And
could have, you said?
Could have, but did they? That's the question. Are they going to do that? And it seems like it's as simple as just voting on something. We will talk about it, though, with Charlie Harger in just about 20 minutes. You don't want to miss that. We have a lot of other stuff to get to today, too. I'm very excited about this. At 2 o'clock, if you guys have ever seen, Spike, I know you have, so I'm going to ask you this, but it's I know your answer.
Sure.
Have you seen the movie King of Kong?
Yes, I have numerous times.
Okay.
I own it, by the way. I own a copy.
Do you really?
Yeah, I own a VHS copy.
All right. The King of Kong is a documentary. If you have not seen it, it's a documentary about a local guy from Issaquah, I believe, or is it Sammamish? It's over there. East Side.
Yeah,
East Side.
And this was decades ago.
This was back in the early 2000s. I want to say 2006, 2000 maybe. He became the best Donkey Kong video game player in the world. Now, you might think to yourself, like, okay, well, how's that very interesting? And
That's
why,
what most of the execs in Hollywood were saying.
And why was it? And why did it end up being such a famous documentary? And the reason is the unbelievable story of what his success in video gaming ended up causing in this very specific world, in this universe of video gaming. There was home break-ins, there was people spying on him. I mean, they take it very seriously.
Intrigue, there was villainy.
Villainy.
It's a classic story, and you never know you would find it with just the drop of a quarter.
It's also, you're 100%,
right?
You're right, the drop of a quarter. And it's also about somebody who was striving to be the best in the world at something.
Yeah.
So they end up making this documentary about this, and the documentary explodes and ends up becoming, it's one of the more, I mean, among people who enjoy documentaries, it's very well known. It's one of the more famous documentaries out there. And it's about a guy here. It's the 20th anniversary, I think, of the documentary. There's going to be a screening in North Bend over the weekend, emceed by yours truly.
At the North Bend Theater? That's a great little theater.
Yeah. So,
there's a plaque there honoring late Bob Rivers.
Is there really?
Yeah, there is, absolutely. You bet. That was his hometown, Bob's home theater.
So that's going to be this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Awesome.
And I'm going to MC it, and it's going to be the star of the documentary, the guy. And
Weeby.
So he's coming in at 2 o'clock. We're going to talk to him. Yeah. And his life since has become bizarre. He's just a teacher from like Issaquah. And now, because this documentary was made by somebody who ends up becoming a massive Hollywood director, Seth Gordon, who's a huge director in comedy, Weeby has gone on this wild Hollywood ride where he's in all these different movies, and he's not an actor. Like, clearly, when you meet him, you'll be like, yeah, this guy's not an actor.
If you've seen any of his work, you'll know.
Seen any of his work, you know he's great at video games. But he's a really great guy and super interesting. So he's going to come in along with his buddy who actually connected the two of those guys, which ended up making this Hollywood total dream come true story. So we're going to talk with them at 2 o'clock. It's going to be very interesting. So tune in for that. Can we start off though with some audio? Actually, is this video? Are we going to play this video, Laura? Of what happened up in Snohomish County on Monday? There was a Snohomish County deputy, Deputy Teagan, who was pulling over a vehicle, recognized that the suspect in the vehicle, he believed to have some active warrants out for his arrest. Mm-hmm. And he confirms this, and then he orders the guy to get out of the car. We're going to play this video. If you guys are not watching online, you should be. Go to the YouTube page, go to KIRO Newsradio 97.3 on YouTube, and then the Jake and Spike Show Live will pop up. We'll give you just a second to get there. You can also get the KIRO Radio app and check it out there, and you can live stream us. But Spike, what we're about to show you is these guys have a really tough job. Law enforcement has a really tough job.
Absolutely.
And so law enforcement, I don't know if you have a lot of cop friends. You probably do.
I have several, yeah. We have 5 family.
So, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So some of my dearest friends are in law enforcement, and specifically one of them is a Snohomish County deputy. They have a authoritative side that they can tap into because the job requires it.
Yeah, yes, I can't put any better than that.
They have
for survival's sake.
If for people who have kids, we have a dad voice. Mm-hmm. Like we'll shift into like when your kids just stop listening and they don't listen. You tell them 1, 2, 3 times, and then you have to shift into dad mode.
Yeah.
You give that dad voice. Sometimes my wife goes, "Whoa, like what is that?" That I'm hearing, and it's just you have to assert your authority in a very specific way. And this video captures this. And so, and he also, how he gets this guy out of the car is kind of crazy. So let's play this video. Have you seen this yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I've not seen the video yet. I've read the story.
Let's watch the video together. And the audio is great. So for the listening audience who's not watching the video, what you're going to hear is this deputy walking up to the side of this vehicle. This is Monday.
This is body cam footage, right?
Body cam footage, yeah. Yes. And the guy that he's trying to get out of the vehicle, he has 4 active warrants for violation of controlled substances. Resisting arrest, 4th-degree assault, contempt of court. So you don't have to feel bad for the guy in the car.
Right.
But listen to the audio as this this body cam footage of this Snohomish County deputy approaching this side of this vehicle.
Give me a second. With the possible warrant.
Walking up to the car. Looking in the vehicle.
Hey, open the door, man. Step out.
Orders him step out.
Open the door. I'm going to break your window on you. Can you open the door for me? And be cool? Open the door. Now. Stop down. Go. I didn't say light up. I said open.
And there goes the window.
There goes the
No,
window.
you weren't. You were trying to light up. Put your hands out the window. Keep them right there. Okay. Put that hand on your head. Just stay like that. Okay.
Yes, sir. He went into yes, sir
I will
mode.
say,
Yeah, he did.
the guy who's being arrested there, he does the wrong thing until he does the right thing, which is that he finally starts listening to the deputy.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It doesn't look like he's resisting arrest. He puts his hands on his head.
That was total compliance.
Well,
Once the glass started flying,
once he didn't comply.
Yeah.
But he fought. But he got as soon as that Deputy Teagan broke that window,
and that
he knew he was not messing around anymore.
And I think that speaks to the professionalism of the deputy and the risk that these men and women of law enforcement put themselves in daily.
100%.
Because he said clearly to the man, "Open the window. I need you to open the window." He made numerous attempts, numerous calls for him to comply. Warned him, "I'm going to break the window." Got into his Tad voice.
Yeah.
What a nice way to lock that down. But as soon as that window was broken, a lot of times these suspects who are this guy, he said, "I didn't say light up," because when the officer told him to open his window, open his door, he fired up.
That's what the story says, that he began lighting up and smoking a controlled substance.
And at that
that's
point,
a no-no.
Exactly. At that point, you don't know what this suspect is under the control of, what drugs he's doing, how out of his mind he may be because of drug addiction or it's just drug
he's
use.
Behind the if it is what it is, it's an illegal substance, and he's behind the wheel of a vehicle
on the side of the road.
That is now a killing machine.
Yes,
and he could
exactly.
easily hurt somebody if he gets back out on the road.
Yes, and so when the officer smashes the window, you don't know what's going to come out of there.
Yeah,
what type of what human and what state that mind's going to be when that window is smashed. For this guy to comply, like you said, right as soon as he stopped non-compliance, hands out the window, hand on the head, full compliance. But the officer had no way to know how that would go.
Snohomish County Sheriff's Office put out a statement. They say, "Great work, Deputy Teagan and our Office of Neighborhoods crew." It does make me think, though, why don't we see more arrests for illegal drug use? This guy was in a vehicle, so they got him. That's why the video is kind of, obviously grabs your attention. As soon as that glass shatters, you go, whoa, okay. But we see, we work downtown.
Yeah,
we see people doing illegal
daily
drugs all the time, and I'm wondering why they are not also arresting people who are doing illegal drugs and getting them off the streets.
You've kind of already answered your own question when you said a moment ago that this guy behind the wheel of a car, excuse me, when we don't know what state his mind is in because of drug use, that's a weapon. That's a lethal weapon behind the wheel of a car. Somebody who flees the officer and resulting in a high-speed flight from or pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes this a much more dangerous situation.
It may set it apart, you're saying?
Yeah, it elevates it from somebody smoking on the sidewalk. And believe me, I don't think you should ignore smoking on the sidewalk. It's a detriment to every aspect of our society and our community.
I also think, though, that I understand you're making a perfectly good argument, and the vehicle being in danger to other people is self-evident. Everybody gets that.
Yeah.
I also think that's the case, though, when you have people who are sleeping on the sidewalk, who are doing illegal drugs, fentanyl, something like that.
Yeah, leaving the remnants of their drug use.
Those things can be harmful. We saw recently that they had to put out a statement on
how to revive your pup,
resuscitate your dog.
Right?
When
No, you're right.
Ingesting illegal drugs, and also for people who might be using those sidewalks, having to get around people who are
in a park, on a playground.
Yeah, or
anywhere.
You mean blocking the way through for somebody who has a disability and needs to use a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Also, somebody who's whacked out on drugs and out of their mind, they tend to do crazy, stupid things, and they put themselves and other people in danger. What if somebody walks into traffic who's tripping off their whats and they get hit by a car? That is a danger to that person. It's also a danger to the person driving the vehicle.
Or you swerve to miss the person.
Or you swerve and you hit another car.
Yeah, or another person. Right.
I wish that we saw this from more law enforcement across the region, not just up in places like Snohomish County, where it seems like they're making arrests for illegal drug use. Arrest people otherwise don't make it illegal. There's a reason why it's illegal.
Do you buy the rationale or the excuse? I find excuse to be a very pejorative word, but when they say they don't have the resources to lock up everybody on the street, are you buying that?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
I mean, they can arrest them and they can take them into jail. And those people don't have drugs anymore.
Law enforcement departments say they don't have the manpower. It takes people off the street to make an arrest, to file the paperwork, take somebody downtown for public drug use. These are the rationales they use for seemingly ignoring these problems.
I would say I'm not hearing that a lot from law enforcement officers. I'm hearing that more from city officials, like politics.
Okay.
I'm hearing that from politically elected leaders. I would hear that probably. I probably from somebody like Katie Wilson office.
Let's reach out to Chief Barnes.
I would also.
Let's reach out, find out.
Yeah, if officers want to arrest people doing illegal things.
What is the barrier?
Sure.
Is it resources? Is it policy? Is it a high first? They have a housing high first policy.
I'm sure it's. If I had to guess, I don't know this is the case, but if I had to guess, given regionally how they do things different, it's probably a policy decision in Seattle or King County where it is different in some of the outskirt areas. Like, I live in Snohomish County. This did not surprise me at all. That they were
We're speculating, but I think you're spot on.
And I would like to see them make more of these arrests because keep people from doing danger to themselves and to others. And if they want to smoke drugs, if they're illegal, then they should be illegal, and you should arrest them for doing something illegal.
Right.
And if they're not illegal, then tell us that they're not illegal, and then we can all stop complaining that somebody's smoking crack or whatever they're smoking on the side of the road.
Or in the light rail car or a bus or wherever.
I also don't want
a bus stop.
Imagine you were in an enclosed area like a bus or a light rail or anything like that, or even an outdoor area like a sidewalk, having to walk through the remnants of this stuff.
We had a young individual on the sidewalk of our radio station a couple weeks ago. Played a little video, and walking outside just to film this man who was trapped in his drug addiction. Satiating, is that the right word? His addiction, feeding his addiction.
Sure.
And the smell of the fentanyl he was smoking. 50 yards away.
You'd want to stay back.
I did. I was worried about. I came inside that day and I said, I feel a little headache.
We got close enough that he flipped us off.
Yeah, he did.
That's about as close as we could get.
And the smell of it made me wonder if I had experienced enough secondhand fentanyl exposure.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
To your point, yes. So you're right. Lock them. You're right. Lock up criminals breaking laws.
Otherwise, it's not. Otherwise, make it not illegal. Right. Like if it's illegal, then it's illegal, and that's an easy line. Yeah. And if it's not, then it's not illegal. And that's what cops are for. They're there to remove people doing illegal things. Yeah. Like when you were a kid, would you ever have lit up around a police officer?
No.
Because you knew there would probably be repercussions.
Absolutely. And to a larger point, what the officer could do to me paled in comparison to what my old man would do to me.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, paled in comparison to the parental involvement in my life.
Yeah, 100%.
That my kids experienced and benefited from, and I know yours do and will.
Yes, yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes, absolutely. Okay.
So is it Deputy Teagan? Is that who we're complimenting?
Teagan, nice job. Snohomish County
done.
Deputy Teagan.
Salute.
That is, that's a good window break you got there. Well done. All right, we got a lot more coming up. When we come back, we don't have time to cover everything in this opening segment, so we're going to have to get some more stuff. Charlie Harger has two stories. I'm going to give you just like a quick breakdown of what they are. One is Amazon. We've done a bunch of stories recently about Amazon firing people, moving on.
Yep.
Do they have an appetite for some of the stuff that Seattle wants them to put up with, namely taxes and the aforementioned
open air drug use?
Yeah. And if they don't, where are they going? And so Charlie Harger has a really great story on My Northwest that you can read about that. And then the other story he has is...
It's related to copper theft.
Apparently
he's developed a recent lead.
Yes. And so I want to ask him about that because we were talking about just the other day. Why don't they just stop the copper thieving if they know that's a problem?
Yeah, and he says they have an opportunity or had an opportunity?
Yeah, he says there is a way that they can just turn off right now.
Right.
The copper thieving would end tomorrow with this simple solution. But will they do it? We will find out. So stick around. Charlie Harger is going to join us next. We will be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A big welcome home for the 4 Seattle Torrent hockey players who helped USA Hockey win gold at the Olympics. Here's Captain Hillary Knight.
To be able to share that with this community that's championed us and who has loved us and supported us since day one and even before day one, before we even got here. So thank you very much for supporting us.
Seattle soccer star Megan Rapinoe was there to celebrate too.
Thank you for this incredible moment that you gave us that will be memories for the rest of our lives.
They don't get much of a break. Their first game back, sure to be a huge celebration, is tomorrow night against the Toronto Scepters. According to an exclusive report on SeattleRed.com, Washington House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon admits he showed up to a committee meeting Wednesday after he'd been drinking. Video shows him slurring his words.
With that, Mr. Chair, I really want to thank you for your work, and I want to ask you to vote yes.
Republican Michelle Valdez tells Seattle Reds' Jason Rantz she'd never seen Fitzgibbon like that on the House floor or in committee meetings.
Something that I had heard from a number of members was that they believed that he'd been drinking and they could smell the alcohol. I could not smell any alcohol.
Fitzgibbon says he made a poor choice and that he is disappointed in himself. He says he will finish the session without alcohol. Pierce County detectives need your help solving a nearly 7-year-old murder case. They just identified a woman found dead near Lake Tapps back in 2019. According to the sheriff's office Facebook page, Forensic Genetic Genealogy identified her as Linda Lee Schock. She was 53. An excavator operator found her body in a sealed yard debris container on 9th Street East. Schock was wrapped in a blanket inside. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Well, cutoff day is come and gone in the state legislature. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey explains that some bills died on the vine after being left in committee. Others survived.
It survived, and it's now before a Senate committee defining when law enforcement can wear masks and when they cannot. It's a direct cause and effect from the debate over immigration enforcement and ICE agents covering their faces. State Republican Dan Griffey introduced an amendment to make sure the bill applied to federal agents only.
So what I was trying to do is make sure that the intent section pointed that out, that showed that this was a federal issue, and that in Washington State we dealt with this about 5 years ago.
That amendment was rejected. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And now your KIRO News Radio traffic. Big backup still approaching the Hood Canal Bridge due to a couple of recent closures for marine traffic. So looking at about 2-mile backups in both directions of State Route 305 approaching the Agate Pass Bridge where maintenance work has traffic alternating across the bridge. Here in Seattle, South 5 is clear. North 5, we're up to about a 9-minute delay now at our Ship Canal Bridge work zone where that backup starts approaching 520 where you're down to 2 lanes. Still looking at a collision in South Hill, westbound 512, just around the South Hill curve. It's blocking that right lane. That leaves 1 lane open, and you're bumper to bumper starting at Meridian. And now your KIRO News Radio weather. Partly cloudy, breezy conditions this afternoon. High into the low 50s. Same forecast tomorrow, and overnight lows dipping to the upper 30s. Cloudy, breezy, and 50 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Very happy to have this guy on. Charlie Harder from Seattle's Morning News. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Charlie, you got a couple stories we want to go through with you. They're both good. People can read them at mynorthwest.com. The first one is about Amazon, which we've done a number of stories on. They're reducing staff.
Yeah.
Some big stories about how they're cutting, a bunch of tech workers, high-level executives.
Well, through innovation of AI coming in and making jobs obsolete, plus Seattle's business climate is forcing them to move on.
And it's not all in Seattle. It's other places.
No, it's other places too. But
we're highlighting Seattle.
In particular, the Denny Triangle, where businesses go to just disappear. I don't know what business would ever move into that triangle. I mean, that place is it haunted? Is it supernatural?
Is it haunted?
Is it extraterrestrial? Why is it that the Denny Triangle, when businesses move in there, Guys, they're teleporting, actually, to Bellevue.
That's what,
Bellevue.
That is true. So tell us about this. And is this related to tax policies or what people expect will happen under Mayor Katie Wilson? Lay it out for us.
A little of everything. So the latest loss that Spike is talking about is a 7-story building. Estimated there are about 1,500 employees who work there. And what's been happening is Amazon is basically shifting where workers are. So instead of being in South Lake Union, just down the road from the station here, they are now having workers go to Bellevue offices. Keep in mind, in Bellevue, they don't have payroll tax that they do here in the city of Seattle.
Yep.
And it's also kind of looking at the writing on the wall. It's become less and less business friendly with more and more tax burdens placed on employers, especially employers that pay higher wages like Amazon. And they're looking at, okay, my lease is up. I'm looking around downtown. And what am I seeing? First of all, it's not really friendly to business climate, but also we have a growing addiction and homelessness and mental health issue that is throughout downtown. People are suffering, and employees are afraid. They don't want to come into work when they don't feel safe. You know, you think about stepping off the light rail and you're walking past, let's say, 3rd and Pine. You don't want to do that.
No.
So what's happening is businesses are making the decision, okay, we can go over to Bellevue where it's boring. Bellevue is boring, right? It's very homogenous and bland, but you know what? It feels safe.
That sounds good right about now,
I was
doesn't
going
it?
to say, is that I don't know if they're going to adopt that as their city motto. Bellevue is boring.
You better believe they
But
might be
businesses
thinking
like
of it.
boring.
Yeah,
Come be
they're-
bored in Bellevue.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
surprises here. You're in Bellevue. You're not going to get stuck with city taxes and the like.
We do our camping in the woods. It's Bellevue. It's boring.
Let me defend Bellevue for a second.
Yeah.
When my wife and I have an evening away from the kids, if we venture further than our little hometown, we probably are going to end up in Bellevue.
It's nice and
It's
boring.
nice and boring. And for people like me and my wife at our age, that's exactly what we want. We can count on parking, which is still free, which is fantastic. We can count on good restaurants, good service. Everybody has pants on. Nobody's going to the bathroom in the middle of the street. These are just basic level boring things that I've come to appreciate at my stage in life. And I 100% understand why businesses would also want the same. And how much is like the mayor of Bellevue loving every time they see Seattle talk about a new tax policy? They go, hey, you know what? We got all that and more, or we don't have any of that taxes. We have all that space available. We have all those buildings that are going up in Bellevue. They have a lot of places that employees at lunchtime. If you ever drive around Bellevue at lunchtime and you watch they are all young tech workers walking around.
Professionals. Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
mostly like young tech workers walking around. It's becoming a hub. And if I were Seattle, I'd think very long and hard about scaring those people away because I think they're getting very comfortable with the boring.
So we have not only that, but Mayor Katie Wilson has not even started implementing her tax ideas. We heard just last week in her State of the City address, a lot of stuff is going to be coming down. She was actually very excited about how much the payroll tax was bringing into city coffers, was talking about that and said more of XYZ. She didn't go into specifics, but certainly left the impression that is what's on the way. And we heard from John Scholes. He was on G and Ursula the other day, the Downtown Seattle Association. He goes, businesses right now don't need more taxes. They need more employees. You get more employees, more taxes eventually go to the city.
That's how to grow the tax base.
That's how you grow the tax base.
Not increase the take into your pocket, increase the number of pockets being reached into.
So it's kind of becoming a doom loop, right? Because you have fewer employees, so you start to raise taxes even more. And then you have fewer employees, taxes go up even more, and they're all going to Bellevue. Now, of course, there are other business considerations. I'm certainly simplifying this, but that's something they're considering. And now think about this, though. You have all these businesses that have gone over to Bellevue, and now they're looking at what's happening in Olympia. And what's happening in Olympia with the income tax, we won't call it a millionaire's tax, it's an income tax. And lawmakers are not making the guarantee that it tops out at $1 million. If you make less than $1 million, so what happens in 2 or 3 years? We got another budget crisis. Who could have seen this coming? We're going to lower it to $500,000. We're going to lower it to $250,000.
Which is still... People who make over $500,000, they're so rich. They're not like you and me. That's going to be how they sell it.
But
until that number goes down to 75.
Right. And so that's something a lot of business owners certainly have in the back of their mind because they're not paying taxes in Nevada. They're not paying taxes in Texas. And by that, I mean income taxes. They're not paying income taxes in Florida. And I even got a text from let's just say a well-known lawmaker who's no longer in office. I don't want to share their identity. They didn't know I was going to talk about this. They go, Boise is not boring. It seems Boise is more business friendly. And I think a lot of businesses in the back of their minds, at least, are going, what's plan B?
Coeur d'Alene. Look at Coeur d'Alene. That's like a beautiful area. There's a ton of people there. There's a lot of infrastructure.
Silverwood, just down the street, you can go on roller coasters during your lunch break.
I know a very big local business, and I won't say their name, but I know a big local business who is actively right now opening up and expanding into that area and not here for that very reason, because they're looking down the road 5 years and they're going like, what? How do we want to have a healthy business? So they have to look outside the state. Can we move on to one other thing real fast before we lose Charlie?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Copper theft.
Yep.
I mean, all these people so it's kind of related. So all these businesses, they're trying to push people to ride the light rail because they want to make sure that they can get in and out of the cities and, save traffic and all that stuff. And I understand why they want it. It doesn't always work out. One of the problems with light rail, though, is it does shut down from time to time because they're stealing the copper from the lines. Can this be stopped?
It can be stopped, but it also takes a little political will. So a couple state lawmakers, King County Prosecutor's Office, Gary Ernsdorf is one of the senior prosecutors. He's the guy who helped put together the law that basically stopped catalytic converter theft. When was the last time you heard about somebody getting their catalytic converter stolen?
And this was law. It put serial numbers on catalytic converters and it held buyers accountable.
All of a sudden, recyclers, for whatever reason, they decide they're not able to take in these strange parts. Well, we have copper wire theft, and I have been going through hours of video of just these homeless encampments where the insulation for the copper wires are just being shoveled out by the hundreds of pounds. So it's happening quite a bit. The issue is in Olympia, the bill was proposed and lawmakers simply, gosh, we didn't have enough time to get to it this year. Maybe we'll get to it next year.
Why?
So for the next year, thieves are going to know the consequences are going to be minimal. The recyclers, now, most recyclers, of course, are good and responsible, but there's a handful of bad apples, and they know they can just have a guy walking with a shopping cart full of copper wire, and they don't have to do anything in order to prove where it came from.
Well, I think we all agree. Just make it illegal. Make it illegal to buy it. Tighten down on who's able to buy those things.
Right. And how about prioritizing what you've got time to vote on in Olympia? I mean, we got the 12s on the 12th. They got that going. We got a state dinosaur, state flower. Let's keep our light rail system from being sabotaged and keep thieves from having safe places to sell stolen goods.
Maybe have the same sort of responsibility in a system that tracks catalytic converters, that tracks pawn shops. They have to track silver and gold. This is not something new. It's just something not done.
Right.
There you go. All right, Charlie Harger, you can read those stories on mynorthwest.com. Thanks for coming in.
You got it.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
At Skyline, senior living never sounded so good. The world feels bigger when you stay connected to ideas, to culture, to the things you love. We designed Skyline for today's older adults who celebrate life rooted in the city, not apart from it. At Seattle's only true life care community, premier music venues, museums, and culinary gems are just steps away. Urban senior living has an address. Discover it all at SkylineSeattle.org.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
You know, it's frustrating. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn right around and waste it. Americans are getting fed up, and that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Charlie Harger here. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 206-210-1350. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. You need to call the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Right now, get a free furnace with the purchase of a premium heat pump and air cleaning package at CM Heating. Start today with an always free estimate. There's no beating CM Heating for heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical. Go to cmheating.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Top of the 1 o'clock hour. We got some fun new audio just came in. You're going to like it, I think. If you like drunk politicians, then I like it.
I think
is that not what it is?
If you like a comeback story.
All right. Say no more. Say no more.
Like accountability.
Let's wait until 1 o'clock. We'll play the audio, and then you and I can have a spirited discussion about it. Here's something that we can all. Well, I don't know how people are going to feel about this. Spike, I genuinely don't know your feelings on this, but at Tampa International Airport, they have put this out on their page here. This is a statement they just put out. We've seen enough. We've had enough, it says. It's time to ban pajamas at Tampa International Airport. After successfully banning Crocs and giving everyone the amazing opportunity to experience the world's first Croc-free airport, it's time to take on an even larger crisis. Pajamas at the airport in the middle of the day. We know this decision could be disruptive to someone in your life. It says it's time to have a difficult conversation with them. You can do this. We and Phoebe believe in you. What is the Phoebe reference? I'm not understanding is that.
Maybe it's their official mascot. I'm not sure. I read the story twice, couldn't find who Phoebe was.
Okay. The madness stops today. It says the movement starts now. Help Tampa International Airport become the world's first Crocs-free and pajama-free airport. Do your part. Say no to pajamas at TPA. What do you think about this idea? Will it take off? Get it? And do they have a right to ask people not to wear pajamas? And am I saying pajamas weird? Is it pajamas?
It's pajamas. I say pajamas. I've always said pajamas.
Me too.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They immediately. I love authority with backbone and spine.
Mm-hmm.
They immediately, first off, the social media backlash from travelers was an avalanche, a flood of "don't tell me what to wear. You guys treat us like cattle. Smaller seats." Less amenities, no blankets.
Boy, that's true.
Paid meals. I mean, the list of grievances against
airlines
was overwhelming.
Yeah, they're right.
And
they're right.
And they're not wrong. Yeah, they're right. So immediately, Tampa International Airport said, "Hey,
just in jest.
It's in jest. We've got a playful spirit to our social media." But here's the thing: in all humor, good humor lies a grain of truth. That's what makes it work. It is time to reel in your comfort level. I understand. I myself travel, believe it or not, and I understand comfort. There are comfortable clothes that don't look insulting to and aren't impactful on everybody around you.
There are things that you can make the choice to wear that don't look so sloppy.
They look slovenly, like you couldn't care less. You rolled out of bed and got in the car to go to the airport. Mom barely got you up. Oh, wait, you're the mom.
Also, do you remember back in the day? I actually don't because it was so long ago, and I don't think you would either because I think it predates your time as well. But there is a golden era of travel back in the 1950s and 60s where you see pictures of these people flying on planes and everybody's wearing a suit and the ladies are wearing beautiful dresses and they all look happy.
They would bring roast beef.
And they have a carving
station
tray right
coming
in front
down
of
the aisle. Now that still happens up in front of the curtain. I don't know if you ever traveled first class. It's amazing.
They're not wearing a lot of sweats in first class.
Well, no, you'd be surprised. They're wearing, nowadays you can get sweats for $400 a pair. My daughter can show you the receipts.
But the pajamas.
But the pajamas. And bring in your own, don't never, BYOP, bring your own pillow on a flight. Don't do that. Don't do that. And if you're could you put a fresh pillowcase on for the rest of us? Could you please? Is it asking too much to not have the drool marks of your many nights of slumbered, sweaty, tossing, leaning through the crack between your seat and into my row behind you?
Do you remember that scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where John Candy and Steve Martin are on the flight and John Candy takes his shoes off? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
He's like,
yes.
"Oh, these dogs are barking."
Yes, they are. Yes.
Oh, that feels good. That's what air travel feels like. So, I mean, and that movie's like 30 years old, so
Right.
I know this is not a new thing.
That's a joke, people. It's not a how-to. It's not the instructional video they show you before every flight.
I think people are taking that literally, and they're thinking that's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I think it's deserved backlash against the treatment of passengers from airlines. I mean, I get it. People have less self-awareness, maybe, not just self-respect. I don't want to say
Do you think
that.
people are more selfish these days?
Absolutely.
And they
Absolutely.
think whatever is happening to me is the most important thing in the world, and it's only happening to me, so I'm going to dress like a pig.
Well, I think that's a portion of it. It's also a disregard for how your actions impact those around you. You can be mad at the airline all day long. You've done nothing to Sally in seat 25D, who is now subjected to your decision to travel in comfort clothes, or to take your shoes off, or to put your feet up on the seat in front of you, or throw your feet, I should say, around the aisle. You put your foot on my armrest in the aisle.
Those are fighting words.
You know what? That's why I was a Boy Scout. I can make a fire out of any two things I can rub together, and you're getting a hot foot. Okay? They may have got my lighter at TSA, but they didn't get my know-how.
Do you lean your seat back when you're on the plane?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I know some people say that's not etiquette.
I get it.
I get it too.
I understand.
It's not a fully reclining seat. It's not like I'm in their lap. I've got 4 inches. I need them.
I know, but
I need them. I paid for them. I paid for the airspace above my house, right? That's mine.
But it does feel like an intrusion when somebody's sitting there and they lean their seat back and you're just going like, "Hey, guy,
Buddy,
I've got 15 inches myself, and you've just given me, you've shrunken me down to 11 inches.
Then you shift you take your forces.
I know, but now you're making a domino decision for me. Now I have to lean my seat back.
We're all in this together. Well, here's the thing.
That's how tight planes have become. That's the real problem.
Thank you. Back to them. It's them. It's
Everybody has to stand up simultaneously. Right? Otherwise, nobody can stand up.
Agreed.
Do they just cut out bathrooms on planes now? Do they just hand you an adult diaper before you get on the plane? They say, here's what we're doing now with no bathrooms.
They sell you an adult diaper.
They wouldn't give you one. You're right.
Remember the old TV commercial where it was about airlines? This may be 20. It might be older than you guys even will remember. There was a guy trying to buy quarters for the bathroom on the airplane.
I don't remember.
You got $4 for $1. You got $4. I'll give you $1 for a quarter. I'll give you $5 for a quarter. This guy's like bouncing up and down the aisles trying to buy quarters. It was speaking to the declining amenities airlines offered their passengers.
Boy, is that true?
It's so true.
But we're living in.
I think Tampa doesn't have the right to tell people how to dress.
Yeah.
But they do. But they are right in asking anyway.
Good for them. Good for them for trying.
Yeah.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. We're going to play you this great audio of what sounds like it is a drunk politician coming up.
It's not our opinion.
We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
There's leaking and rats are moving and moon is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Protesters gather at Columbia University after Homeland Security agents arrested a student in her dorm this morning. Odyssey New York reporter Mac Rosenberg.
Columbia's president says the agents got into a residential building by saying they were investigating a missing persons case and then arrested a student. Governor Kathy Hochul.
To misrepresent who they are, I've said they're out of control.
City Council Majority Leader Sean Abreu says there were 2 agents in plain clothes.
It seems that they succeeded in duping the security officers.
Columbia is providing legal support for the student. Mac Rosenberg for CBS News, New York.
New York Governor Zohran Mamdani posts on social media that during a phone call with President Trump today, he has been told that the student will be released imminently. The House Oversight Committee is deposing former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Clinton says she had no idea about Epstein's crimes. The committee's chairman, Republican James Comer of Kentucky, says this is not a partisan witch hunt.
This isn't just about Democrats. This is about anyone that has any knowledge of Epstein, the investigation. I think we all agree the government failed. The government failed the victims.
The U.S. government is conducting an independent investigation into a deadly boat shooting near Cuba yesterday. The Cuban government says a speedboat that was entering Cuban waters was launched out of Florida and attempting to infiltrate the island nation. 4 on that boat died and 6 were injured. CBS's Willie James Inman at the White House.
Essentially, the U.S. government only knows what the Cuban authorities are saying, and the Cuban authorities are saying that this was an armed attack.
The body of the Reverend Jesse Jackson is lying in repose at the headquarters of Rainbow Push in Chicago, drawing a large crowd. WBBM reporter Mike Krauser.
The Reverend Jackson's son, Jesse Jackson Jr., and the Reverend Al Sharpton joined a large crowd lined up at Rainbow Push headquarters on the south side.
All of the people who are expressing themselves are showing their gratitude for the life that he lived.
He raised a generation of us.
Katanya Wooten, who lives nearby, recalled Jackson visiting her high school in the 70s.
And when he was saying, I'm somebody, that really resonated with me all my life.
I am somebody.
Mike Krauser for CBS News, Chicago.
A NASA safety panel is raising serious concerns about the planned Artemis 3 moon landing set for 2028. CBS's Allison Keyes.
The Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel is recommending that NASA restructure the Artemis missions amid safety concerns and warns that the Artemis 3 moon mission is high risk. It also calls the Boeing Starliner mission that left astronauts stranded in space for months a warning signal.
Stocks closed mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Former Congressman Dave Reichert is leading a lawsuit against state lawmakers. More on that straight ahead. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. 2 to 3 mile backup still in both directions on State Route 305 as you approach the Agate Pass Bridge, where annual maintenance work is underway. So traffic is alternating through one lane across the bridge. This is going to wrap up within the hour by 2 o'clock. South 5 into Seattle now has just a brief backup between the Ship Canal Bridge and Mercer. North 5, we're filling in between the West Seattle Bridge and I-90, and then it is packed starting just past Mercer across the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 8 minutes to clear our Revive I-5 backup. In South Hill, we're still on scene of our long-term collision. Westbound 512 right around that South Hill curve. It's blocking your right lane, and your bumper-to-bumper starting just past Meridian, and a high wind advisory in effect at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge this afternoon. Visit Subaru of Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings during the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Former Congressman and Sheriff Dave Reichert is leading a lawsuit to prevent state lawmakers from grabbing funds from a police and firefighter pension. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey explains.
Reichert tells me thousands of retired first responders who have pension plans under the Law Enforcement Officers and Firefighters Retirement System just aren't willing to stand by and watch lawmakers try and take their hard-earned money.
We're taking it personally, and they've just taken advantage of about 5,500 retirees left in the system.
Democrat sponsors of House Bill 2034 say the plan is currently overfunded. The bill would move more than $550 million to the Climate Commitment Account and the remainder to the state's general fund. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A recall is underway for several Great Value cottage cheese products sold at Walmart in more than 20 states, including Washington, between February 17th and 20th. It includes fat-free, 2% and 4% small curd varieties with expiration dates from April 1st through April 3rd. The product may not have been fully pasteurized, which can pose health risks. So far, there are no reports of anyone getting sick. If you have any of this cottage cheese, either take it back for a refund or throw it out. About 150 protesters rallied outside Sabi Corporation headquarters in Tukwila yesterday. They're pushing back against a potential immigration and customs enforcement lease in the area. The tech publication Wired reports ICE is looking for more office space nationwide, including at the Riverfront Technical Park on South 102nd Street. Sabi Corporation owns that property. The Seattle Times reports about 20 different groups helped organize the demonstration. Neither ICE nor Sabi responded to requests for comment. Murder charges have been filed against a man after a deadly shooting on Seattle's Capitol Hill last week. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas reports.
King County prosecutors charging Daniel John Carley with first-degree murder. Carley had initially claimed self-defense, but court documents show he told a witness he was going to shoot a man he didn't know. And minutes later, prosecutors say he pulled the trigger 17 times, killing Solomon Thompson. Carley is in jail on $2 million bond.
And now, a check on your KIRO News Radio weather. Low 50s, partly cloudy and breezy conditions today. Similar forecast into the weekend with highs into the mid-50s. 52, partly sunny over downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to get to. Spike, we got to start out playing this audio that we were alluding to at the end of last hour.
From the TV commercial I found.
Oh, do you want to do that?
Can I try something real quick, Andrew? Trust me.
This. He found
Was my computer turned up?
A funny ad.
Okay. I mentioned. We were talking about the diminishing
amenities on an airline.
Of an airline, right? And I said, I remember this ad from my youth. Blah 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 blah. Here's just a clip of it. Oh, can you hear it? I got it playing. It's on my computer. So that's why we don't do. That's why we should do this. Laura, could you do this for me? No, I'm kidding.
You know what?
I got this up. I got that up. I got those up.
It's
Andrew's got this up.
It's tricky working thing. I don't know how to do all this stuff. Laura's got to figure it out. We'll do a little more prep time next time.
Sure, we'll do our homework before we get to homeroom.
It's a
Alaska
funny
Airlines
ad.
had this ad in 1989, and they're talking about these people are all 6 inches from the seat in front of them. They hand the guy a meal. It's literally the size of a jewelry box. Right, and then this poor man goes to the restroom, and there's a 50-cent charge on the door of the restroom.
And you watch it now as a modern person in 2026, and it all looks like what flying looks like.
But I'll tell you something, they're telling on themselves here, because it's from Alaska Airlines, talking about how you can get amenities and low fares together. But this ad was from 1989, and they're talking about the seats are close together, the meals are smaller, they're charging to the bathrooms. But what is everybody wearing on this flight?
Suits.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So who let who down first? Did we let them down, or did they leave us down?
You know, here we go. He's trying to get into a bathroom. Says 50 cents on the door.
I appreciate it. Do you have 4 quarters for $1? Anybody have 2 quarters for $1? Yes, miss. Do you have 2 quarters for $2? 2 quarters for $5, please. Oh, boy, I'd appreciate it.
On
Alaska
Airlines,
we have low fares, too. But you never know it by the way we treat you.
So, yeah, thank you very much. Times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed.
That's it. Sorry.
Well, you know what's old and not time doesn't change, but
something's never changed.
Something's never changed. People drink.
On the job.
On the job.
Yes.
Seattle Red had this story, and this wasn't in our original rundown of things to talk about, but the audio is just so great. I just want to play it for you. This is House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon, Democrat, West Seattle.
Yep.
You know, the party affiliation doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, and I love. We talk about this. And there's more in the story that I appreciated Jason's take on this.
Yeah, the party affiliation doesn't really matter. It's the action that's taking place that has drawn the eye or the ear in this case, or the ire. Yeah. He apparently was at a House Appropriations Committee. This was Wednesday night, so this would have been last night. And somebody noticed. They said, "Hey, you know what? This guy sure sounds like he's maybe a little out of sorts, a little different than he normally is. Sounds like maybe even tired. Is it possible that he's drunk?" And when you watch the video, he does look a little disheveled. He does look a little bit like somebody who's kind of tired. And he has now put out a statement. He said, "I made a poor choice last night by drinking alcohol before we had finished our work for the day." He says, "I'm disappointed in myself and take responsibility for that poor choice. It won't happen again, and I'm committed to completing my work this session without alcohol." We just want to play this audio, though, just a little bit of it. And it's long, too. Good golly. I've been around drunks like this myself, where they start talking and they don't shut up. And they're not saying anything interesting because they're drunk. But listen to this.
Representative Fitzgibbon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I really want to thank you for your work on this budget. And I also want to say, I want to thank the members of the minority party for their amendments on this budget, which, you know, while they were mostly not accepted, I think reflect something important about our state, which is that members of the legislature, whether in the majority or minority party, hear from their constituents what needs are that they feel.
He's describing the political process. It's not unique to Washington State. You hear from your constituents. What? This
and
goes
then
on.
we get together and vote and stuff.
And then we put on ties. He goes on for another 4 minutes before he finally wraps it up. So I'm going to fast forward to the end here because it's just, you just can't take too much of it.
Because of the decisions of the legislature to make sure that those pension plans are fully funded and that are the envy of every state in the country. So with that, Mr. Chair, I really want to thank you for your work, and I want to ask you to vote yes.
It's a little bit of a
waitress. Take it around for everybody. This one's on me.
I would have applauded that, right? If he lifted up a rocks glass and he just tinks on it, ding, 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 like waiting for his refill. So, what do you think about this? You think this is heroic that he's come out with this statement?
I think it's idiotic.
Tell us about this modern hero, Spike.
Well, he's owning it. He's complete mea culpa. He didn't say it was cold medicine.
Sure.
Didn't say he took an antihistamine. I got a little hopped up on the Sudafed last night or whatever it may be. He said, "Hey, I made the poor decision to start drinking before the workday was over." And clearly he did. He did.
Yeah.
There's no history of him having an issue on the floor. Jason's piece at Seattle Red's worth reading. It mentions that there have been accusations of imbibing during sessions for members of both parties throughout time.
Oh yeah.
I love the guys
crosses political aisles.
It really does. It's bad decisions. No stripe. No political stripe.
Absolutely.
He said, "Hey, look, I screwed up. I promise you. It's dry." Fabia Marchi, whatever, he's not going to drink for the rest of the session. Noble.
What a generous guy.
How about ever again? How about ever?
Here's my question for you. What's the rule of thumb they say with drunk driving? This guy wasn't accused of drunk driving, but it's like if you get stopped for drunk driving once, you've probably driven drunk. Is it like 100 times?
Oh, I'm 10.
Is it 10?
Maybe.
You think you get caught 1 in 10? That seems like a high. I think it's higher than that.
I think it's 100. I don't know the axiom you're speaking of, but it makes sense, though. Guys,
I'm not saying swerving like crazy, but like impaired driving. Somebody who thinks they're comfortable driving behind the wheel with 2 drinks, and technically they should not be driving, but they say, "Hey, you know what? I'm an old.
I know my limits.
Yeah, I know
this car get itself home."
And so him saying like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done it. I'm never going to do this again." I do wonder if this has ever been an issue before. I don't know that's the case, and there's probably a lot of audio of him doing his job, which would prove that he's not drunk. But
one of the council members or legislative members said, He was very happy last night. I'll just say that. He seemed to be sleeping quite a bit during the session.
He's in great spirits.
Yeah,
wink, wink.
Right. I'm not saying you wouldn't pass the field sobriety test, and I didn't smell alcohol.
That's good.
But my point
it's a
being,
low bar.
It's a low bar. He made the wise choice to not drink a very aromatic spirit.
Yes.
I'm proud that he's owning it. I mean, what are you going to do?
Let's not give him too much credit. He was caught doing it.
Yeah. Is that a career ender? Is that a job ender, thus a career ender for elected politicians?
It's clearly not a career ender for politicians to do bad things and continue in their job.
Case in point, today's hearing.
I would say it's quite embarrassing.
It's insanely embarrassing.
Especially at a time when we actually are caring a great deal about how our money is being managed in this state.
We want
it's kind of like one of the number one thing that people are talking about.
Clear minds making solid decisions.
And for him, this whole state is so great. It's so great. We manage money better
we
than
do
else
such a
manages
great
money.
Hey, Morris could have gone in and gave farm away. I'll vote with the Republicans.
See, okay, well, now you're convincing me differently. It did remind me of this, though, which they don't put these in cartoons anymore. I'm sure it's for a good reason, but it did. Like, I remember when I was a kid watching. You remember Looney Tunes?
Of course,
I feel like every other cartoon I watched as a kid was a drunk character.
Right.
Just adults having fun.
Shooting somebody in the head with a gun.
Yeah.
Right?
They did.
A black, smoky, charred duck head. Next thing you know, boom.
It'd be the teeth chattering or left. It's all a pile of ashes.
Drop an anvil on somebody.
This was something called, and I remember this when I was a kid. So I went and I looked it up over the break, and I got the audio. This was called The Drunk Stork. This was in the 1950s.
I know it well.
Okay. It's very funny, and it reminds me a lot. I was wondering, I was going to play it at the same time and listen to Joe Fitzgibbon, and just like, there's some similarities.
Everybody's glad to see the stork. Here, Stork, have a drink to the new baby. Oh, have another. Come on, bottoms up. One for the road. You gotta be social. You gotta be sociable. You just can't refuse their generous hospitality. Their hospitality. You just can't refuse them.
With that, Mr. Chair, I really want to thank you for your work, and I want to ask.
He wasn't that bad.
Yes.
Yes. By the way, those cartoons were made for adults in large part.
Yeah.
But that was an important message being delivered there.
Don't drink and fly.
No. Alcohol may be involved in the creation of your little brother.
Oh.
So they're just subliminally telling the kids,
listen,
you know how daddy gets funny sometimes?
I can tell you that's true.
Yeah, you want a little brother, don't you?
Anyway, all the best to House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon and drying out. All right, should we move over to Uber?
Yeah,
should we talk about Uber?
You bet. We got an Uber problem. Settle Time says Seattle's got
By
an
the
Uber
way,
problem.
I don't want to sound like a meanie. House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon, if you want to come on the show and you want to talk about this,
hey, we're here.
We do. I gotta say though, we have FCC, guidance on the show.
Sure.
You have to be sober.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing that we expect of all of our guests.
Well, even beyond that, our company has standards. We work for a very honorable broadcast corporation.
We don't fly fast and loose like the House Appropriations Committee. We got standards here. Right. But if House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon does want to come on the show and he wants to talk about this experience, obviously we can all laugh at it together. Right. We all say, hey, everybody makes dumb choices.
Right. Belly up to the console, my friend.
Come on up here, buddy.
Beer nuts are on us.
That would be fun. Let's get him on. I think it'd be great.
Everybody's glad to see the stork. Here, Stork, have a drink to the new baby. Oh, have another. Come on, bottoms.
Who's in charge of our money?
Everybody's glad to see the stork. Here, Stork, have a drink to the new baby. Oh, have another. Come on, bottoms up. One for the road. You gotta be social. You gotta be sociable. You just can't refuse their generous hospitality. Their hospitality. You just can't refuse them.
At least he's a low-level guy. Oh, no, wait a minute. He's a House Majority Leader. Is he the top guy?
Yes.
Oh, man. Yep. Say it ain't so, Joe. Yep. All right. Open invitation. You're welcome to join us anytime you want. All right. Seattle Uber problems. Did you see the Seattle Times?
I did.
I'd love your take on this. So there is, and can you explain the controversy to me? Apparently there is some disagreement in Seattle with rideshare drivers. These are not necessarily delivery drivers for food.
Unionized gig workers. The Drivers Union of Washington.
They want Uber and Lyft to stop hiring drivers?
They argue that Uber is, in an effort to have better customer service, which I understand the value of, they have flooded the market with, they're hiring too many Uber drivers. I don't know if you use Uber. But
occasionally, every once in a while, if I find that I'm out and about and
the last
I've
thing
over-imbibed.
Everybody's glad to see the stork.
Anybody who uses Uber knows it's
they're very popular around the state capitol. I hear Uber drivers, especially around House Appropriation Committee night. I hear there's a lot of Uber Lyft drivers. In fact, there's a spike in popularity. What do they call that when they spike? What is the driver when they? Oh man, it'd be so great if we knew tech stuff.
It's not Flex.
No, you know what I mean.
Laura, when you can't get an Uber after the Taylor Swift concert, what do they call that?
Surge pricing.
Surge
pricing.
Right.
There it is.
Surge
pricing.
Surge pricing.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, back to Uber. What are they asking?
Here's the drill. Uber is flooding the zone with drivers, and that's great customer service. They don't want people having to wait for an Uber, seeking different alternate means of gig transportation. But Uber drivers who are unionized in Washington say that it's impossible for them to earn a living because they're literally competing with so many other drivers to get your job.
Let me ask you this: not all Uber and Lyft drivers are unionized, right? So is this? I don't know the answer to this, and I was hoping that maybe you would. Are they all unionized? I can't imagine they are if they're saying that for Uber and Lyft to please stop hiring these drivers, because then I would imagine those drivers as well would be in the union.
They would have some
automatically,
protection, right? To be hiring a driver, I guess you're right. I don't think it's mandatory.
It must be a smaller group
that are unionized,
that are unionizing and trying to, like a collective bargaining thing. Obviously, that's what a union does. But they're demanding that the Uber and Lyft stop hiring new drivers because there's just they can't make any money.
Right, they're cannibalizing the marketplace. The drivers can't earn a living. They've already got the highest Uber prices in the nation, I believe it is.
Yeah, it's very
between
expensive.
Various charges that we tap on as a city to make sure these guys can earn a decent wage.
Well,
that's why they give rideshare drivers protection, is that they can earn a living in this city. That was the onus behind the various fees that Uber is allowed to charge. And rate increases for us passengers.
Can I express an opinion on that?
Sure.
I don't think it was actually about them making more money, if I'm being honest. And I like to be. I think it was about having something on the books that looked very attractive so that they could say, and you're talking about we have the highest, I looked this up actually. So for rideshare drivers, they have this thing called the fair share regulations. Mm-hmm. And they have a minimum on how much you get per trip. Mm-hmm. They have a per minute, per mile rate that the driver gets, and they get whatever the greater version is, so the per minute, per mile. Those are very different prices outside the city, and I think just like when you see cities adopt really high minimum wages for workers, like like fast food workers, for instance. Yeah. They'll say like, hey, in where is it at? Renton or Everett has a super high one. Seattle has a super high one.
Like $22, $23,
$21.75 an hour. Like we've got the highest minimum wage. But then you look at it and you go like, hey, well, how many jobs do businesses continue to keep around that are $21.75 an hour, or do they even hire new people, or they just like give the existing people more hours so the job actually disappears? And so I do wonder if they didn't already know that it was going to lead to less work for these people. And instead, it's just like, it's a really appealing thing. It sounds really great.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't actually mean more money for the driver, then it doesn't do anybody any good.
Well, it speaks to your issue about, raising taxes. You get less people to tax because they leave the marketplace.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right on the money. And I did some quick research. Not all Uber drivers in Seattle are unionized, required to be unionized. Okay. There is a drivers union, but they're considered independent contractors, not employees. So there's no ability to require them to be unionized. And it's the union that's speaking up about the flooding of the marketplace with drivers. And to your point, they're hiring drivers who aren't unionized.
I also wonder,
and they have the benefit of not having to pay out union dues, increasing their take-home pay.
Seattle Times had this good side-by-side, which I thought was really interesting. So in Seattle, they have the highest average cost for a 30-minute ride of anywhere in the country. For a 30-minute ride in Seattle, and I think these are 2025 numbers. These could be higher. I suppose they could be lower, but in 2025 at least. In Seattle, the average cost for a 30-minute Uber ride, or I guess drive share or ride share, so probably Lyft as well, $60 for a 30-minute ride.
Yeah.
Second was Cheyenne at $51, then Reno at $47.50. On the lower end, those are the top three. Those were even above like New York. New York is $47.37 at number 4. The cheapest cities, The cheapest city in the United States is Indianapolis. For a 30-minute rideshare ride, it's less than half of what it costs in Seattle. Now, are you going the same type of places in Indianapolis? No. I mean, like, you probably also, you don't have the same size city. You might have...
Yeah, the event draw. I mean, but Indianapolis is no hick town. That's a big city.
But it's not a tiny town.
Yeah.
It's $28.33 for a ride in Indianapolis for the average 30-minute rideshare ride. And in Seattle, it's $60. And again, they have... So listen to this. This is kind of crazy, too. In Seattle, drivers are guaranteed a per minute, per mile rate, or per mile rate, whatever is the greater of those two, and a minimum per trip. So if you start a ride in Seattle, you will get $6.12 minimum for that ride.
Okay.
Like, so let's say somebody wants to, you pick them up and they're going a mile.
Yeah.
It's going to be $6.12 at least. Outside the city, those ride, that same distance ride, like, so let's say your ride starts in Linwood.
Okay.
$3.55. So what I'm wondering is, because the city enacted these really high prices, do you have drivers going like, well, I can make double a fare.
I'll just run up this road.
I'll just run into Seattle and make extra money. And now it's kind of flooding the market because they think, but then they're picking up less fares. So it's kind of not helping anybody.
No, it's not. I think you're right on the money.
Interesting stuff. Right on the rideshare money. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around when we come back. Tons of great stuff. You're not going to want to miss a second of it. We'll be right back.
Everybody's glad to see the stork.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
You know, retirement is supposed to be a time of rest and relaxation. But every week I get calls from seniors who are stressed out because their cost of living keeps going up. They love their home and they want to stay in it, but they're struggling with rising property taxes, monthly bills, and monthly mortgage payments if they have one. Hi, I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage, a local family-owned company. I specialize in the reverse mortgage, which allows seniors to tap into your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. A reverse mortgage is a great option for some people, but it's not right for everyone. So give me a call and you'll talk directly to me in person or over the phone for honest advice you can trust. Search for Best Mortgage on the web or call us at 425-649-6000. You'll talk to me, not an AI robot. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
The hard part was determining that I was going to do it, but I definitely didn't do it alone.
At age 30, with the help of her mentor, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
I have a mentor, Maria. She convinced me to continue my education and to finish what I started to get my diploma. Just never judges. She's a true role model. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. Looking for a big selection of big trees? Visit Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A state lawmaker now admits to being under the influence while on the job Wednesday. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay has more.
During a committee hearing, House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon spoke for nearly 5 minutes, at times slurring his words.
With that, Mr. Chair, I really want to thank you for your work, and I want to ask you to vote yes.
Fitzgibbon released a statement to Seattle Red saying, quote, "I made a poor choice last night by drinking alcohol before we had finished our work for the day. I am disappointed in myself and take responsibility for that poor choice. It won't happen again, and I'm committed to completing my work this session without alcohol." Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
You can read more about this on SeattleRed.com. It's an exclusive report from Jason Rantz. Everett Mayor Cassie Franklin has issued a directive restricting federal immigration agents from city facilities without a warrant. She also reaffirms that local police will not ask about people's immigration status.
I also expect our officers to intervene if it's safe to do so to protect our residents when they witness federal officers using unnecessary force.
That order takes effect immediately. Now to the closing bell report. A big pizza chain is closing hundreds of underperforming stores. CBS's Stacey Lynn with details.
Around 300 Papa John's will shut down by 2027. Most of them, about 200, will close this year. The company's cutting about 7% of its corporate staff as well and simplifying the menu to boost profits amid what they call tough competition. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Specific list of locations to be closed was not announced. Papa John's has about 3,500 locations in the U.S. and Canada. That includes nearly 40 across Washington. Microsoft is hitting pause on the final phase of its massive headquarters rebuild. Last 5 buildings are now on hold. That project would have added 4 new office towers and a standalone utility plant. 12 other buildings are finished or nearly there, packed with new office space, cafeterias, retail, and even some turf fields. At the close today on Wall Street, mixed results. The Dow up 17 points, S&P down 37, and NASDAQ off 273 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connor.
All right, Aaron. This one brought to us by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Not a whole lot going on out there. We are getting busy through Seattle, though. South 5 is packed from the Ship Canal Bridge to the Convention Center, and then North 5 jams up briefly there at the I-90 interchange. By the time you hit the Convention Center, you're in the clear. But just briefly, the jams up again approaching 520 across the Ship Canal Bridge, where, of course, Revive I-5 has 2 left lanes closed. South 405 starting to fill in between Factoria down to the VMAC and Renton. Bellevue to Renton's at 15 minutes. We just cleared our long-term crash in South Hill, westbound 512, just around that South Hill curve. Just a minor backup left. And work is wrapped up a little early at the Agate Pass Bridge, and those earlier backups on State Route 305 have completely cleared out. It's home show season. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is giving you 20% off, plus 12 months, same as cash financing. Visit them at the home shows or lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The radar showing some showers over the Olympic Peninsula, but the rest of the region looking mainly dry, mix of clouds and sunshine, and highs today in the low 50s. Right now, 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to talk about, and so we will. I saw the story in the Seattle Times. It actually gives us an answer, Spike, to a question that you and I have had now for a few days. When the Seahawks announced right after they won their Super Bowl for the glorious second time, the second of many times, I hope.
Hear, hear.
They then opened it up and said that they're now in the process of, selling the team or putting the team up for sale. The wording actually was a little strange to me. We couldn't figure out, do they actively have a buyer, or are they just starting the process of soliciting interest in the team to see who has the cash to purchase the team?
Right. It was very, and that came
I
on
still
the,
don't know that.
That came on the heels of the leaked story during the week of Super Bowl that the team must be sold. The league requirements require that the Paul Allen Trust had stipulated, yada, yada, yada.
Thank you, Patriots.
Yeah. So when the Super Bowl was concluded and that the team is in the process of selling, we don't know what that means. We don't know if there is already a buyer in line.
Yeah.
They're going to put it on the market, hang a shingle out front, whatever you.
And Paul Allen, former Microsoft co-founder and owner of the Seahawks, and all around, great guy, it seems, great philanthropist, who passed away. His sister, Jody, is the trustee and was running the team, and they have to. It's in his will. They have to sell the team and give the profits to charity. So now they're doing that.
And the league had said that there was a window that they would like to see the team sold as per the directive of the trust.
Yes.
And they warned Jody Allen that she was as chair was in violation of that window. But
they gave her a 25-cent fine.
So, there was rumor of a $5 million fine or something like that.
I think that's what it is.
The league verified that they were never issued a fine.
Okay.
But there was also a 10% portion of the sale price during a certain window of Paul Allen's demise.
It would have gone to
the state.
The state.
Because we as taxpayers own that Lumen Field, and they are the major tenant with which for which the facility was built. So that window closed.
Very smart of them to hold on to the team and not have to, because the money's going to charity. You don't want that money to be wrapped up in state politics. And
yes,
and
that was a guarantee. Basically, the team wouldn't be sold and moved. That's why that was in there.
Don't forget who's in charge of the money in our state. And don't forget who is making sure that it's all run correctly, and the people who are trying to force an income tax. These are the folks.
Careful stewards of our resources.
Everybody's glad to see the stork.
Dramatization, not the actual majority leader.
I'm sorry, I was wrong.
That's
okay.
Representative Fitzgibbon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I really...
Anyway.
Actual majority leader, not a dramatization.
Yes. Yeah. House Majority Leader Joe Fitzgibbon has admitted being drunk while on the job last night. But here's the thing. The reason we're talking about this. We were speculating who might buy such a team. Who has that money? Who has deep Seattle ties and deep pockets who'd be willing to pony up for the Seahawks?
Short list.
Who might find themselves in a position now where they want to ingratiate themselves with people in the Pacific Northwest by buying said team.
Who could use a little reputation repair right now?
100%. Right? And the name at the top of that list we came up with was...
Representative... No, I'm sorry.
No, it was Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
And we said to ourselves, this guy's got a lot of questions out there. A couple weeks back, there were some allegations that he may have sought counsel from somebody on how to slip his wife some drugs in case he passed her an STD from a liaison he may or may not have had with people connected to Epstein, which then everybody went, well, that's insane. Did that really happen? And then a couple days ago at a Microsoft,
Foundation
at a
Town
Bill
Hall.
Gates Foundation town hall, he admitted that he says he never did anything illicit, but he did have two affairs with two Russian, was it Russian women?
Two Russian women, yeah.
One of them was a physicist and the other was
I know, I can't believe it. A nuclear physicist. Not that a nuclear physicist wouldn't find Bill Gates attractive.
Sure.
That's probably her kind of guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? A little nerdy.
Because it's all about what's happening up here.
Sure.
That's what he loves.
Yeah.
They're
And
big
she
brains.
loves too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he says that he had these affairs, and then it caused you and I to say, like, well, if he was on some short list to buy the Seahawks, if he's now mired in this controversy, does he really have a shot at getting that team?
Right.
And then Bill Gates is now saying that he has no interest. I guess at that same outing at the Gates Foundation, he says that he has no intention of buying the team. But listen to the way he said it. And this is what caught my eye, Spike, and the reason I wanted to bring it up to you. During this town hall, the Gates Foundation employees this week, I assume it's the same one, an employee asked directly, this is from the Seattle Times, whether Gates intended to buy the Seahawks. Gates said his billions are dedicated to the foundation. Quote, I noticed they only have men on their team, and I'm not sure I can go with that, Gates joked, according to the recently obtained Seattle Times.
Damn, Bill. Too soon.
Maybe if they hired a Russian female physicist, I might be interested in that team.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild as an answer?
He joked, trying to stay ahead of the story.
Do you think
trying to deflate?
Do you think he was this? This had to have, like, I imagine we were not there, obviously, in this foundation meeting where he admitted to these affairs. I can't imagine that was the start of the meeting. That feels like a punctuation. Everybody get out, because you can't really have any conversation.
By the way,
after
everybody got two free drink tickets in your bag there, swag bag. Let's get outside and celebrate the day.
Isn't that like a final question? All right, everyone, just wanted you to know, and we're heading out. So the question early on about the Seahawks, but there is speculation that must have been a planted question, because I cannot imagine an employee asking that question about your connection to Epstein.
Yeah,
you don't ask that of your boss.
No, not if you have any dream of upward mobility in the company.
So this question about the Seahawks must have come out first, and he says, I noticed they only have men on their team, and I'm not sure I can go with that. I don't know.
What's he speaking to? Is they're still championing DEI over there at Microsoft? Is that what he's saying?
Is he suggesting that if there was females on the team playing, that it would be somehow equal enough that he feels like then he could purchase it?
Since you're the owner of the patch, you can just go anytime to check on the quality of the product? I mean, I don't know what he's trying to do.
As an expert on females, let me tell
the form they're in.
Isn't that kind of a wild answer, though? Knowing what he was... If the speculation is true that he was going to answer that question,
it's still the Gates Foundation. He's still the name in the door.
He's the king of the castle.
Yeah,
you're right. Isn't that's a interesting answer though?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, I can't wait to read that to Spike. I don't know if he's seen that yet.
I hadn't. Thanks for bringing that in.
Here's another thing. Seattle Times posted on this as well. So good job, Seattle Times. They had a couple stories that we read today. They had how Epstein. You and I were asking this yesterday. How does a guy like Jeffrey Epstein, after pleading guilty to the sex with minors charge, which is
solicitation. That's the solicitation of minor prostitution.
Prostitution.
Right. That's the thing. That was such a lesser charge. Then they had evidence on him down in Florida.
Well, whatever it was, solicitation, whatever
solicitation
it was.
Of prostitution with a minor.
Yes. How do you ingratiate yourself with anybody of note after that, especially very, very rich people who are surrounded by gatekeepers who want to keep them out of the headlines for negative reasons?
Yeah.
How do you get tied up in a company? And apparently, according to the Seattle Times, he had more influence at Microsoft than any other company that he was tied to.
Epstein, you mean?
Epstein.
Yeah.
And the way he did that was this magician trick that he would pull where he would just kind of become friends with the higher ups, and then they would start emailing him on things, and they would ask for lifestyle advice, and eventually that makes its way over to Bill Gates, and Bill Gates is kind of toying with the idea of talking with Epstein at a certain point. Well, this was all after the deal that he cut for the solicitation or whatever it was,
which is in 2008. This was 3 years after. Like the news hadn't meet by Pony Express to the West Coast yet. That wasn't the case.
Yes,
and it wasn't all about money. It wasn't. It was all about money for a lot of these guys. How do I get money from my foundation? How do I get investors for my product? Whatever it might be. And the thing about Epstein was he was still so entrenched in so many of the financial elite of the planet across continents. He had his fingers in every financial pie, and I'm not trying to be cute. He literally his tentacles were into every financial undertaking pretty much on the planet as far as the decision makers of these massive financial resources were.
I do wonder, though, if they were approaching him under the guise of that, but with alternate
You think Bill
motives.
Gates didn't need help? You think he doesn't need help how to talk to girls?
Well, that's what
of
I'm
course,
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you're right.
In my head, it must be about the girls.
There's something of it.
Because it can't be finances. They're good at finances.
Yeah.
If you've got $45 billion in the bank,
they never
you don't need financial advice.
Right, no, and they never went through the courtship learning rituals, you and I. They never had to go to skate night and get turned down. He was in a garage soldering something together that would change the world. I'm out there trying to hold somebody's hand.
Or not the computer. He invented some software that he sold, and now he's good with girls. Like, how does that? Those things don't add up exactly. All right. Anyway, crazy stuff. We have a lot more coming up. Are we going to solve a crime next? Is that what we're doing?
We can give it a shot. We can give it a shot. A couple crimes locally that people have asked, reached out to us.
Let's try to solve them.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Folks, it is the rainy season in Seattle. I know the sun's shining maybe where I am today. I know it is here. I'm not sure where you are. But it is the rainy season, and it's time to call the folks at Integrity Roofing and Construction. 206-202-ROOF is the phone number. Write that down, 206-202-ROOF. Or check them out online at integrityrc.com and get your free assessment, your free video inspection today. They've got years of experience in roofing and full restorations, incredible workmanship, skilled teams that deliver top-flight service. Again, check them out online, integrityrc.com today.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
All right, welcome back to the show. From time to time, Spike and I do solve crimes. We have a famous case that they were trying to write a book about because it was such a crazy investigation about a missing two of them.
Mini donkeys.
Missing mini donkeys.
Yeah.
And
personally, I think the Liberty Bell was a better story, but that's just me. Kids
the missing Liberty Bell was a good
great
one.
story, but the kids love the mini donkeys. How can you not?
You can't get away from the mini
And we
donkeys.
can't take full credit for the zebra. I know we were instrumental in helping locate the lost zebra, but a lot of people had their. And one of the reasons a lot of people were made aware of this because of the attention we gave it on this show. Yeah, which is what we're hoping to do here.
There is another case that we want to help solve. This one's a little more serious because I feel like this could actually be dangerous. So
these are the goats.
They
must be much more dangerous than
this is the
donkeys.
bank robber.
Oh, in Puyallup.
We have another one of goats.
We do.
We have a couple missing goats
We're working
as well.
We're working on getting connected with the property, the pet owner.
We're trying to get these stolen goats owners on the show. Let's play like 2 seconds of these goats, and then we'll talk about the bank robber. We'll show you a picture of this bank robber and see if you can identify him. But here's the missing goat story.
That were going to be pets. They were just going to live with us, and that was that. We brought them down to the Auburn house because the backyard had gotten so overgrown with sticker bushes, and we really couldn't afford for landscapers to clear it. They quoted us at like $1,500 to clear the backyard. That's where we got the goats. So we brought the goats down there.
It's actually a solid decision.
Oh, solid.
Those goats, straight down to the ground.
Strip the hill.
Down to the ground.
You bet they will.
Absolutely.
We had fenced everything in. We had the neighbors kind of on watch, like, hey, just make sure if anything pops up, because we can't make it down there all the time. But there's plenty of food. There was plenty of water source. We had people that would check on them. They were all good. Jared went down yesterday to pick up the goats because we knew it was finally time for them to come home to our primary house. And when he got down there, he had found the back sliding glass door shattered. Whoever broke into the house, they destroyed everything. They ripped up our carpet. They stole the goats. The goats had tags on them and collars with my phone number. So if they had gotten out, someone would have called me, I assume, because they had gotten out once before.
I'm going to pause it here real fast. I had not, so full disclosure, I had not watched this video.
Right.
I had not listened to the audio. I had barely read the story because I thought we were talking about bank robber.
Well, we actually were reaching out to the pet owners. So that's
but
why,
I'm having a very strong detective tingle.
Okay.
And when I get a strong detective tingle, I got to follow it.
Sure.
Does anything strike you about that? I'm going to go back just a second. These goats in the house, they have this empty house. They're not there. They let the goats wander around and eat the food. Then they go back to check on the goats, and the glass is broken, and the goats are gone. Listen to this one more time.
Whoever broke into the house, they destroyed everything. They ripped up our carpet. They stole the goats. The goats had tags on them. And
door was shattered. Have you ever owned a goat?
No,
I have. I'm a former goat owner.
Really?
I have a little insight into these goats. It was a goat. It was a pigmy goat. And a little smaller than these guys.
Goat here, though. Goat. It was a
singular goat. Yeah.
No, I mean, it wasn't a pygmy sheep or a pygmy turtle.
Yeah,
it was a goat.
It was a goat. Yeah. His name was Benny. Cute little guy. They're very social, by the way, so they do recommend that if you're going to get a goat, you should get multiple goats, just like chickens. Don't just buy one chicken. I don't know who would just buy one chicken. They're like the most social animal.
Unless they're cooked.
Is it possible that these goats were not stolen and instead, because they were not being watched by anybody specifically, they just rammed their way out of the room?
Well, weren't they outside tending the land? Were they in the house?
But they said the door was shattered and the carpet was torn up. And I'm thinking to myself,
goat maybe shattered their way into the house.
Maybe into the house.
Was there a thunderstorm? Was it cold, excessively cold? Was there heavy winds, heavy rain?
That's a strange thing for somebody to do, to completely shatter a door. I know it's possible, but like I would imagine they would just kind of stick something in there and break it on its. If it's an old house, just break it on its hinge.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
I don't know, but my detective tingle is telling me that maybe these goats just did that themselves. And then I've seen a lot of cartoons. Goats eat things, and they sometimes will eat a can.
Mm-hmm.
They will eat people's pants off them if they're in a Looney Tunes. I imagine they would also eat carpet.
Some carpeting. I was thinking the same thing.
Wouldn't you?
I was thinking, is the glass on the inside or the outside of the house?
That's a great question.
Right? Where's,
did it look like the glass was broken with a baseball bat or with a goat horn? Or I don't even know what a goat horn is called. Is it called a horn?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Antler, not an antler.
Antler.
Is it an antler? No, it's a horn.
What's a goat
Goats
thing?
have horns.
What is a goat thing?
Goats have horns. Deer have antler.
Is it a goat horn? A horn of a goat? That makes sense. It's a goat horn.
I don't know.
It must be a goat horn.
I'm thinking horns.
Let's get these goat owners, or these these former goat owners, I guess.
No, still good. Well, let's solve this.
Let's
one
solve
way
this
or the
crime
other.
for them.
Maybe they're just roaming about the countryside, belly full of carpet. Who knows?
We solve things in twos as well. We love 2 missing mini donkeys.
Sure.
We love 2 goats gone missing. If it had been 1 goat, we could not be very helpful. But we're very helpful when it's 2. I don't know. There's something about these goats.
I really don't care about the belongings. Honestly, if these thieves came back and just dropped the goats back off in the backyard, I'll take it. I will take it. We just really want our goats back. And so, again, thank you all who have shared and have attempted to spread the word. I really appreciate it. It really means the world to me. I just want the goats to come home. If you find out who has them or you see anything, I appreciate all tips and information that you can share.
If you are in the Auburn area and you see, if you see like an area that looks well chewed up,
manicured,
well manicured,
right, or you got a friend with 2 new goats,
yes,
no questions asked. Can we go there? No, we shouldn't.
No,
it's
funny.
so serious. But
it's not that serious. It's missing goats. They'll be fine. I am assuming they'll be fine. I hope they'll be fine. It is serious, and we take it serious, and we hope they get them. All right, we'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
2 competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about scouting.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus an extra $100 off all mattresses. And Saturday, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A White House official confirms to CBS News that at least 2 American citizens were aboard a stolen speedboat shot at by Cuba's Coast Guard yesterday. At least 1 of the 4 killed and 1 of the 6 injured were U.S. citizens. It was first reported by Axios. CBS's Christian Benavides.
Cuba says it also seized assault rifles, handguns, Molotov cocktails, and bulletproof vests from the boat, alleging the group had intentions of carrying out terrorism. The U.S. has yet to verify those claims.
Warner Brothers deems CBS News parent company Paramount Skydance's takeover bid as superior to Netflix. Netflix has 4 business days to counter. A Columbia University student who was detained by federal agents this morning at one of its dorms has been released. On campus, this student says of the atmosphere.
Everyone is very nervous. Everyone is very scared. Students are literally hiding in their dorms right now because they're afraid to come outside.
CBS's Jared O'Chacher says Columbia University is taking steps to educate those on campus on how to deal with this type of situation.
That includes a webinar that's happening today on immigration policy and laws, and also more public safety patrols that are being deployed to residential buildings around campus.
The detention has prompted a peaceful protest at Columbia University this afternoon. A day before former President Clinton is to be deposed, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton testifies before a House committee in connection with the investigation into late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. CBS's Allison Keyes.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says she didn't know about Epstein's criminal activities and says the committee should be questioning President Trump under oath. Ranking member Robert Garcia says he demands
that we ask President Trump to testify in front of our committee.
Garcia says Hillary Clinton is answering all questions and continues to demand that the press be allowed into the deposition. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Iran and the U.S. held a 3rd round of talks today in Geneva. Our Cammie McCormick with that.
Iran's foreign minister described the talks as some of the most intense yet and the longest. Oman's foreign minister, who was mediating, said there had been significant progress and technical talks would begin next week in Vienna. That's the home of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN's watchdog agency that would be critical in any deal, but there are no signs of that.
A new state law impacting transgender residents is now in effect in Kansas. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
The measure requires state IDs to reflect the sex assigned at birth and forces affected residents to pay for their replacements. The new law affects more than 1,000 residents in the state. Civil rights groups say legal challenges are likely.
This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Coming up, police respond to gunfire at a Capitol Hill pizza joint. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, this one brought to us by Subaru of Puyallup. Up in Bothell, northbound 405 and northeast 195th. The right lane of the off-ramp is blocked from a disabled dump truck. Not much of a backup there. Just want to make you aware if you're hitting that exit anytime soon. In Linwood, we've got a new crash. It's northbound 99 just before 228, and it's blocking all your northbound lanes right now. And the backup extends to State Route 104, just under a 1 mile backup. Heading into Seattle, South 5 has improved from our last report. Now just a little slow between 520 and I-90, nothing too heavy. North 5, though, we've got scattered backups as you approach the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. 20 to 25 minutes to clear this. Southbound 405 is getting thick through Factoria. And the Agate Pass Bridge annual inspection, that cleaning wrapped up not only early today, but wrapped up a day early, so we won't have to deal with this tomorrow. We have a high wind advisory at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Visit Subaru Puyallup for friendly experts, transparent pricing, genuine care, and savings during the Subaru A Lot to Love event through March 31st. SubaruofPuyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A 16-year-old boy is accused of shooting up a pizza shop early this morning in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Police Detective Eric Munoz says it happened at the Pizza Mart Bar and Grill on 11th Avenue.
Multiple bullet holes in the front of the business, including the door and the glass. They found that nobody was injured, but multiple people were injured by glass fragments.
Police say it appears the boy was drunk at the time, using a fake ID to drink at the bar. Detectives say that boy fired on the restaurant after he was escorted out and tried to carjack an Uber driver. He faces robbery, assault, and gun charges. Strange surprise for some colors to Washington's Department of Licensing. The Spanish language option came back in English, but with an accent. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi explains.
For now, the DOL has pulled the self-service option so it can figure out how and when this happened.
Please press 1 for English. Dos para español. Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center.
The DOL says the self-service option is using newer technology and that it's being upgraded, and all the languages offered will be tested. That recording you heard surfaced in a TikTok video last summer, according to the spokesman review, and was reposted about a week ago. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
The former lead investigator in the Green River killer case is leading a lawsuit against state legislators. Dave Reichert wants to prevent them from grabbing funds from a police and firefighter pension plan.
We sacrificed a lot. Time with family, injuries, in my own case, head-on car crash in my police car, collecting scores and scores of dead bodies over my career.
House bill would take more than $550 million from that plan and put it toward other needs. Democrat sponsors say now is the time because the plan is overfunded. A month away from opening day, and the Mariners are one of the favorites to win it all this season. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez tells Brock and Salk on 710 Seattle Sports he's embracing the pressure of a World Series contender.
I mean, I feel amazing. I feel like, when I signed...
Does it burden you? Is it a...
No, it feels good, man. It feels good because this is what good teams do.
He believes the Mariners have all the pieces to go deep into the playoffs. The marathon season begins at home on March 26th. Now to your weather updates. Mainly dry, except for a few showers along the coast today, and highs in the low 50s. Right now, 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. It's the best hour, so you guys lucked out if you're listening right now for the first time.
You chose wisely.
You've chosen wisely. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very, very excited. We have two special guests in the studio with us, and I want to set these guys up because this is an honor to be talking to these guys. Spike, you and I have both seen this movie. We're both huge fans of this movie. There's a movie called King of Kong, which came out 20 years ago. It's 20-year anniversary of the movie.
Was it 06, 07? Yeah, 20 years. Wow.
And it tells the unbelievable story of a local guy who became a legend.
Yes.
And a hero. He's in studio with us right now. His name is Steve
Man
Wiebe.
among men.
I don't know if you've seen the documentary. He's introduced as Steve Wiebe, but it's Steve Wiebe who joins us now, and also the guy who made it all happen for Steve. His good friend, Mike Thompson, who's also part of the film. He's in the studio with us as well. Steve and Mike, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Be here.
Okay, so the movie comes out 20 years ago, but before a movie can come out, the story of how it happened had to make its way to the people in Hollywood so that they wanted to make this movie. And Steve, if people don't know this, you are the world's leading top scorer, the greatest Donkey Kong player of all time. Is that right?
Well, do you still hold the record? I
was going to say I was at one point.
You were the first player to reach 1 million points.
I was given credit for that.
Yeah, first 1 million. Think about that, folks. 1 million points on Donkey Kong. That's a life not wasted. No.
It's a life not wasted. But what's cool about it is it got turned into a documentary, and it's not just like, if you guys haven't seen this yet, I highly recommend it. In fact, you have an opportunity because Saturday night there's going to be a 20th anniversary screening of this movie with the creators and star of the film. Actually, Mike's in the film too. So these stars of the film.
I thought you looked familiar. That guy I recognized, but you, Mike, I thought.
There's going to be a Q&A, and guess who's hosting?
I saw this. You are hosting this Q&A.
I'm seeing this.
Saturday at the North Bend Theater.
Yes,
7
p.m.
beautiful historic North Bend Theater. By the way, it's near and dear to my heart because my dear friend, the late Bob Rivers, there's a plaque honoring his life in that theater. That theater was paramount in our time as a family up in that part of the world. And by the way, they have the best popcorn in the state, bar none. It's an old school theater.
Yeah.
It is everything you ever wanted.
It's a classic Americana.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not part of a
cool.
multiplex. There's not a Spora pizza outside. No, it's a classic theater.
Okay, so
it's located kitty corner from the famous diner from Twin Peaks.
Oh, that's right.
The old Marti Twin
Yeah,
Peaks. Yeah, you betcha,
absolutely.
buddy. In the shadow of Mount Si.
All right, so Steve, let's go back and start at the beginning. You wanted to become the best Donkey Kong player in the world. Was that your dream as a child, or how did you become the best Donkey Kong player in the world? And then we'll work our way out from there to how this became a smash documentary.
Well, in the arcade days, back in '81 when it came out, I discovered it, and it was my favorite game back then. I wasn't as good, obviously, when the movie came out, but I always loved the game, played it, probably got in the 200,000s, and then when we got older, got into sports, more prominent with sports and athletics and things, kind of put that past me. But then in college, I ran into a fraternity brother who was our bandmate, name's Mike Lenzik, had a fraternity brother that had a Donkey Kong machine in his lobby in the fraternity, and right in the entryway, and I was like, walked in, and I go, wow.
Actual arcade game.
The arcade game.
That's the beauty.
I never even thought of owning one before. I was like, it seemed like they were way too expensive. Like, how do you get one of these?
That's the stuff of kings.
Yeah.
That's royalty.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I said, I'm going to go get my own machine. And then I put it in my fraternity, and I was just playing and got better and better. And one summer I went home and got to this kill screen I didn't know about. I thought my machine was defective.
And what is a kill screen for an audience who has no idea? What's a kill screen?
Yeah, it's at the level 22 barrels. The memory in the machine is such that it can't last long enough for you to get to the top anymore. So after about 7 seconds, Mario, wherever you are on the screen, he just tumbles and dies.
Because you're better than the machine itself. The machine says, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I can't take anymore.
I thought the kill screen was that you lost all interest in females. I always misunderstood
that
the meaning
could be another meaning.
That starts on screen one.
But then when I didn't know if my high scores were world records or not, and there was no internet. This was like in '91. And so I sold the machine thinking it was broken. And then later on, when I was at work, internet started happening, and I typed in Donkey Kong World Record, and Twin Galaxies website came up, and I saw Billy Mitchell's name on there. And the first thing I thought about, who has the name Billy as a grown man? It was like, Billy seemed like a harmless little kid with chewing gum and stuff. But
which is not who Billy
it wasn't who Billy was at all.
You've seen the documentary.
Yeah. So he had 800 79,000, something like that. And then I go, well, my records that I was getting back, or my scores, were in the 900,000s actually when I was in college. So I said, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and buy another machine, and I'll get my name on this scoreboard and then call it that. But then, you know what happens if you see the documentary, like all hell breaks loose.
Well, it's interesting because this documentary is, as Jake was saying, you gather the elements of a story. And as you're watching a guy who just, I want to chase the world record for Donkey Kong, but the people that are involved in the world of competitive gaming in the late 80s, early 90s.
It's a very specific type of person.
It's a type of person, thank you. And there are heroes and there are villains, and there's intrigue and there's deception. It's a spy movie. It's a villainy akin to Darth Vader, and it's not just Billy's hair. When you see this guy, you can't believe this is a real guy. You didn't get this guy at a casting somewhere. Billy Mitchell's a real guy, not a guy's guy. I would never say that about a dark piece of garbage. Anywho, it's a beautiful story. It's a wonderful, exciting hero story.
But let me ask you this: so you're playing the game. You record, and the way it works back then in the video game world is you have to record yourself. You have to submit a tape to the official judging
Twin Galaxies. They're the keepers of the records.
Yeah.
So you submit a tape to them showing that you have achieved this amazing high score. You send it off to them, and then shortly thereafter, somebody breaks into your house.
Yeah, the term break-in is kind of a stretch. They didn't get a hammer and crowbar.
You left the garage door open,
yeah,
didn't you?
I left it open, or they got
really?
No. What happened is I was out painting, doing a paint job for a guy who had a paint job company. I came home and the door was open, and I thought maybe I did leave it open, but those two guys were in there playing my machine, and I guess my wife was home and told them to wait till I got home. And then when she left for work, my mother-in-law, I guess the story goes, they kept knocking and asking if they could come in. My mother-in-law eventually said, okay, I feel bad for you guys, come on in. So then they went in the garage, and when I got home, I saw them playing. I was wondering, is this a neighborhood arcade? What's going on?
It's my home.
Yeah, it's just my house. This isn't some. Yeah.
So but how does it become a movie? So Mike, this is where you're introduced into the story. So you guys went to school together. You guys grew up together, right?
Yeah, I've known him since we were 10 years old, playing baseball together, and
you knew video games were his athletic future.
Mike's, for anyone who doesn't know, Mike's a very successful screenwriter. He's worked with Jennifer, what's her face from Friends, super famous.
Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston.
You know this game, but you don't know Aniston?
I couldn't remember the name.
Special boy.
Kevin Costner's made movies with these people. So you're a Hollywood guy, but you grew up with Steve, and so Steve is telling you this story as this was a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're best friends and have been our whole lives, and so this is just over barbecue beers at my house at a party I was having, and he's telling me about these nerds that broke into his garage. I just instantly thought that was a little bit extreme, and that it was an insight into a world that was pretty intense and obviously a culture unto itself. And so the more he told me about the circumstances leading up to these guys in his garage, and they were there to basically disprove his score, because at that point it was almost like a cult-like dedication to Billy Mitchell, the great overlord of
who had the high score at that time
gaming.
that Steve had beat.
These were really people sent to protect him, if you will, goons from the underworld.
Nerd goons.
Yes. And so it just seemed to me to be a very funny, obvious way into a world, and so it just so happened that one of my best friends was shooting a documentary about the New York Dolls, who kind of were a famous New York 70s.
This is Spike's favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
This is Ed Cunningham we're talking about, right?
Ed Cunningham.
Yeah.
So I just had an instant sort of connection to some talented documentarians. The other half of that partnership being Seth Gordon, the director. And so I pitched them sort of what I had heard from Steve and encouraged them to talk to him. So they flew up. They interviewed Steve. They agreed this is a fascinating world. They dove in. And shortly after, upon diving in, that led them to the presence of Billy Mitchell. They went and interviewed him. Once they found their Darth Vader, movie was ready to go, and it became everything that it became.
How long did it take for you guys to film? Because the movie starts with you basically saying, hey, if you guys are not going to accept the score that I have submitted to you, and there's no mistakes in it, it's not like you cheated in any way, I'm willing to show up and put my money where my mouth is, and I will actually go and do this for you in person. And you kind of challenge Billy Mitchell to meet you there. It's kind of like a showdown you guys are having at the OK Corral or something. Yeah. And so how long did that process take for them to film you and to do all that?
So the score I submitted was in 2000, probably 4, maybe. I can't remember. I have all these dates written down, but the timeline, I get all these dates a little mixed up. And then the controversy, what happened is it wasn't in the film. Billy Mitchell submitted a tape of over 1 million like a week later. All right. And then they were going to publish that we both got the score simultaneously, like the 1 million point score. And I was going to go along with it because, they weren't giving me any scores before. So I was going to just go, okay, if that's the way I get my score,
it's
I'll
better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had like 1,014,000, I had 1,006,000. And then once I told Robert, hey, I was still talking with Roy Schilt, Mr. Awesome, which we got to bring him up. He was like, don't go along with that. That's BS, And I go, that is BS. So I when I talked to Robert, I go, great. How do we get it simultaneously? Were we playing neck and neck and we both got it? And he goes, no, not that. I go, well, what he sent his tape in later, right? Yeah, his tape came after you. Well, he shot it. He was holding on to his tape for some reason. And I go, well, he shot himself in the foot. He goes, yeah, I guess he did. And then that's when 2 weeks later, that's when the 2 people came to my garage.
Wow.
To find something wrong. I think that's what triggered it all. But then after that happened, the Roy Schilt connection, they found a box with his return address on it, and they thought Roy was tampering with the boards. That's when I thought I was dead in the water because they weren't going to accept any scores from me anymore.
You were tainted.
I was tainted. I would have to go
because of your connection to somebody else who
Roy
they thought
Schilt was like tampering. And then if I was going to go get a score, I'd have to go live, but I wasn't thinking about going places to get a live score then. But when I told Mike about the 2 people coming over and Seth and Ed came down first to meet us, and he was going to start filming it after the New York Dolls, then I was thinking this could be my breakthrough because now if they're involved, they can maybe start tracking some stuff that's happening and see my side and their side. And
all you really sought was acknowledgement and recognition for your accomplishment on that game.
That's all I was trying to get.
You weren't trying to become a movie star or anything like that. It wasn't the notoriety for the story itself, but what you accomplished. It took. I mean, kids these days have no idea what it takes to get good at a video game. It's cost us $0.25 at a time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Steve was just talking about how kids today could get to what took him years to trial and error by just watching YouTube videos of him doing it.
Right, short.
Oh yeah, because there are tricks that you
This was hard learned. This was like humping up the hill with a weight on your back, $0.25 at a time, man.
I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody who hasn't seen it yet because you need to go and watch the film. It's fantastic. And
this Saturday, 7
I highly
p.m.?
recommend doing it in person. This Saturday, 7 p.m. This is at North Bend Theater.
Great story, great theater. Yes.
And I'll post on my X page here, and we can post on the thing too, a link to where people can get tickets. And but I want to move quickly beyond. So the movie comes out, it turns you into kind of a cult star. I mean, like there's people that we work with here, Spike, you've seen this, where they go, oh my gosh, that's Steve Wiebe, and they like run across the room to shake his hand, and you're just like a mild-mannered teacher from the East Side.
If Paul becomes a problem, let us know. We'll reel him up.
He's almost embarrassed by this component of the story, but to me it's the most fascinating component of the story because he's just a regular guy who never gave up, and it was never too late, and he just went for something. And as I say in the movie, as the friend of the hero, how many of us have a friend who's the best in the world at something?
Totally.
And so from that hard work and perseverance, and who knows where that leads in the movie, but Seth Gordon becomes a triple A-list director because Vince Vaughn happens to catch the doc and says, I want that guy to direct my next movie, which happens to be 4 Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn.
Late Robert Duvall, great movie.
All of a sudden, Seth's like, this is my lucky charm, this Steve Wiebe guy. I'm putting him in everything I do. So you may recall, if you watch 4 Christmases, Steve Wiebe is all over the movie. Doesn't have a whole lot of lines, but he's Reese Witherspoon's sister's husband for the whole movie.
He's in the background. We see him.
And then later he's playing pickup basketball with Adam Sandler because he's shooting on the movie Pixels. And he's meeting Jamie Foxx the day before he goes down from his terrible disaster because he's shooting Back in Action with Cameron Diaz. He's got cameos in I don't know how many movies and TV shows and has been flown all around the country and the world.
Insane.
And is sitting at monitors with movie stars and character actors that you know, and he's just become this fiddle. He calls himself Forrest Gump, because he's just shows up everywhere.
Didn't you have Adam Sandler call your kid on their birthday or something?
Well, yeah, I asked him to do that on my phone. So it was my Jillian's birthday, my daughter, when I was in Pixels. It was in the summer. So it was happened to be July 31st. And I was just, would you do me a favor? And I handed him, he goes, sure. He handed him the phone awesome. and talked to my kids. He's a great guy, yeah. Yeah, we were playing 2-on-2. I was outside shooter. He was a post player. And, he's a good post move. And then I would be outside shooting 3 balls.
And then you were just talking about how, just because of the success of the movie, Survivor asked you to jump to the front of the line of their audition process. And when that didn't work out, they said, how about you and Billy Mitchell do the greatest, what is it, the greatest race?
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race.
You want to partner with him in the Amazing Race?
And you know why it didn't happen?
Why?
Because he said no.
Billy Mitchell said no.
See, he's evil. I'm telling you, he's evil,
man. Who doesn't want to be on Greatest Race?
I do love this movie. I love this story. I came to it from my friend Ed Cunningham, who I met when I was working back at KSW, and Ed was still a Husky at the UW playing football. But it's the genuine authenticity of the characters, yourself and Billy Mitchell. And you talk about him being Darth Vader. You're just a poor farm boy working on Uncle Owen's farm,
that's right.
who made and became the greatest in the universe of what you do. The parallels are eerie. It's a great story.
It's a fantastic story about perseverance and having a dream and chasing it and putting it on the line even when it's tough.
But you're also in the Star Wars bar the whole time.
It's exactly, yes,
with
100%.
That collection of Wahoo.
Yes, with those weirdos. It totally seems like that. All right, Steve Wiebe, Mike Thompson, thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for making that movie, too.
Yeah,
it has brought so much joy to so many people over the years, and it will for a long time. So we appreciate your time, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Saturday night, kids. Saturday night, North
I
Bend,
just posted
7
about
o'clock.
it on my X
Good.
page, so go find it there at Jake Skorheim, and we'll put it other places, too. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group. KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Jen from Sky Nursery. If you're like me, you're itching to get out in the garden and get your hands in the soil. So check out Sky's full schedule of gardening events to help you get ready for spring. Learn about pruning fruit trees, tips for roses, a 2-day Wonders of Willow festival, hanging basket workshops, and more. Want to grow your own vegetables? I'll be sharing insights from 2 decades of veggie gardening in the Northwest. Anyone can do it. Learn more and get ready for spring at skynursery.com.
Yep, it's raining out there. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected from the Northwest rains. Visit integrityrc.com to schedule a roof assessment or video inspection today. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The House Majority Leader now admits he drank alcohol on the job before yesterday's Appropriations Committee meeting. Video shows Joe Fitzgibbon slurring his words.
Every public employee in this state can rely on retirement security.
Several Republican lawmakers tell the Jason Ranch show on Seattle Red he appeared clearly drunk. Republican Michelle Valdez says she served with him for years.
There was definitely a behavior change and a speech change.
Fitzgibbon says he's disappointed in himself and promises it will not happen again. You can read the exclusive reports on SeattleRed.com. Cutoff day has come and gone in the state legislature. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey looks at one of the more controversial bills still alive.
It survived, and it's now before a Senate committee defining when law enforcement can wear masks and when they cannot. It's a direct cause and effect from the debate over immigration enforcement and ICE agents covering their faces. State Republican Dan Griffey introduced an amendment to make sure the bill applied to federal agents only.
So what I was trying to do is make sure that the intent section pointed that out, that showed that this was a federal issue, and that in Washington State we dealt with this about 5 years ago.
That amendment was rejected. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Mayor of Everett has issued a directive regarding ICE enforcement in her city. Cassie Franklin is restricting federal immigration agents from using non-public areas of the city without a warrant.
Federal immigration enforcement is causing real fear for Everett residents. It's been heartbreaking to see the racial profiling that's having an impact on Everett families and businesses.
Franklin also says she expects officers to intervene when they witness ICE agents using unnecessary force. Washington's top seismologist says our region is much better prepared for a major earthquake than it was nearly 25 years ago when the Nisqually earthquake hit. Harold Tobin is director of the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network. Tells me the region has made meaningful improvements since 2001, but says there's still a long ways to go.
Especially, unfortunately, the historic older buildings, anything that was built of brick or stone, those are potentially an issue, and they have to be retrofitted, and some have been, but many have not around the region.
He says there's an 85% chance of another strong earthquake striking our region sometime in the next 50 years. This Saturday will mark the 25th anniversary of the 6.8 magnitude Nisqually quake. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Up in Everett, eastbound 526, heavy leaving the Boeing factory over to I-5. We cleared that earlier blocking issue in Linwood, northbound 99, just before 228. All clear now. Linwood to Seattle, under 20 minutes. You're all clear until you hit 520. And from there, it's bumper to bumper down to I-90. North 5, we have scattered backups at the West Seattle Bridge. Across the Ship Canal Bridge with a nice clear patch in between. 20 minutes from bridge to bridge. South 405 is thick from Southeast 8th and Bellevue through Factoria. We're up to 20 minutes now between Bellevue and Renton. North 405 slows through the Renton S-curves. South 405 is jam-packed along South Center approaching I-5. Southbound 167 is slow now between Algona and Sumner. We've got a car fire in Tacoma. It's a North 5 at State Route 16, blocking the right lane on your collector distributor. And we have a high wind advisory at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. Mainly dry this afternoon. A few showers along the coast and over the Olympic Peninsula, and highs today in the low 50s. Right now, 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're going to pull an audible here. We were going to talk about Washington State ferry system, and Governor Ferguson wanted to borrow money, and they said, no, you can't have any money. So I guess that covers that story. Let's talk about this Spanish language instructions.
I had this whole riff about the Washington State Fergie system. Gosh. You know, hop on a Fergie boat over to the peninsula.
If we have time, we will get to
it. That's okay. No, this is a much better story.
This is better. It's got better audio. Imagine this. Imagine that you are somebody who's calling up the Department of Licensing and you don't speak English. And so you choose the Spanish language option.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, oh, great. I'm going to be able to understand what they're saying. And then imagine that this is what comes through.
Please press 1 for English.
Okay.
2 para Español. Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center.
I don't know whether to scream or bust out laughing.
It's option 2.
Oh.
It's option 2. Bust out laughing. This is just... Okay, so they're saying here in the story, you can read about it at mynorthwest.com. The headline of the story is that the Spanish option is malfunctioning.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Is that a malfunction? Or
they're not going with human error here?
Okay, so here's what. A DOL spokesperson, and I believe they spoke with the Spokesman Review. A DOL spokesperson said the multilingual phone menu uses newer technology and is undergoing upgrades. As part of the fix, all language options are being tested. The DOL told KIRO News Radio it is trying to figure out exactly how and when the problem started. When the self-service option is running smoothly, it will be restarted, the department said in a statement. DOL apologizes for the error and to its customers for any inconvenience. I just don't know how you make a mistake like that to do it in to do it with like a little.
Oh, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there. Because it's outrageous.
Here's a side question.
Okay.
In covering the story,
Mm-hmm.
it's normally frowned upon to do accents these days.
Sure.
We don't live in that time
Yeah,
anymore.
we be respectful.
Although you can do English or Irish accents and nobody cares.
Yes. It's my family. I got ties to those two communities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's across the board. If anybody wants to do a Scottish accent, you're free to do it. But are we allowed to do accents in this topic because it's about this very ridiculous thing?
It's in poor taste. We wouldn't want to. It's beneath us.
I don't know.
It's beneath us as a show.
Wanna.
I know you resist.
I don't know if it's too far beneath me.
Resist the urge. Here's my thing. Is this AI? Did AI do this?
Let's see if it sounds like
Was
AI.
This
AI? Is this you?
If you have a valid Washington driver's license or ID card and a social security number, press 1.
I mean, they got the number right.
I'm praying it's AI.
Maybe it is. That could be AI.
Because if this is human, this is intent. This is I think this is an intended insult.
I don't know if we have to take it as such an insult.
Oh man, really? Okay.
If
okay,
this was Scottish, would you be insulted? If there was the fact that you're willing to joke about it lets me know that you don't really care about. I mean, like you shouldn't be offended by it. You shouldn't.
The
be
Irish community is not being hunted down in the streets of this country.
Oh my gosh, Spike, you're taking this in such a dark place. Now we can't joke about it anymore.
Well, sure we can. Well, okay. I'm sorry.
Good Lord.
Forgive me.
Thank you. Forgiven. All right, forgiven. If this was an Irish thing, though, we would all be rightly going, well, that's a mistake, but kind of funny.
I'll put a more into you. If you'd like to talk to somebody about
the Irish thing is still, still English.
If you're sober enough to press 2 by 9 in the morning,
press 2.
Go ahead. Anywho.
It's the wrong language, though. Clearly, it's not Spanish.
Well,
and I think you're right.
It's not English.
It's not English.
Well, I mean, it's not like you press 2 and you just got an English response.
What's so crazy?
You got a tainted response.
What's so funny about this is exactly a scenario that could have happened, absolutely happened on The Office.
Yes.
This is a Michael Scott level stupidity.
Yes.
Where you don't assume ill intent, you just assume ignorance, and so maybe it's a little forgivable.
Yeah, sure.
But this is a Michael Scott
I don't speak Spanish,
level,
but I want to help these people.
But I want to try, and I'm going to...
If I just say it in a tone,
If I lean into the accent in a way... Now, this is true when people try to speak other languages. Like when you go to a different country and you don't speak the language. And then you just speak slower as if that's going to get it across.
And your intent isn't malevolent.
And they're looking at you going like, this person's an idiot.
Yes.
And that's what we have here at the DOL.
Please press 1 for English. 2 para español. Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center.
It's something I expect from a Family Guy episode.
100%.
From The Office, you're right. This is comedy.
If you called Dunder Mifflin and the bosses at Dunder Mifflin said, Michael, you've got to provide alternate language options.
But we don't have a budget for a Spanish speaking.
So we need you to come up with it.
Right.
And if
he's a problem solver.
Michael would have come up with this.
Wants to help the community.
And he would have come up with this. Absolutely.
If you have a valid Washington driver license or ID card and a social security number, press 1.
Oh my gosh, what a crazy story.
I really do. The way they say, pardon me, driver's license.
What are they saying?
Driver's license?
If you have a valid Washington driver license or ID card
I think
and
it's
a
AI.
social security
I think it's AI.
number, press 1.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that's a person. I think that's AI. It's got to be AI.
It's just horribly embarrassing.
Yeah, pretty funny.
I'm gonna take in my heart of hearts that people aren't that cruel.
I don't think they're giving it too much thought, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't somebody made a tape for the Office Christmas party or for their own personal
of course not.
I'm going to share this with a few of my friends in the office, and it
I don't know how these
got
things
into
are
the
created.
machine.
I think there's a very good chance that somebody who's responsible for recording the system put it through some AI filter and said,
make this
turn this
Spanish.
into Spanish, make this sound Spanish. They probably said, make this sound Spanish, and then AI spit this out.
Please press 1 for English. 2 para español. Thank you for calling the Department of Licensing Customer Support Center.
And it's a young person. They probably didn't think much about it.
Sounds Spanish.
And they went, is that Spanish?
If you have a valid Washington driver license or ID card and a social security number, press 1.
If we'd like, what number should we push to have somebody comment on this from DOL?
That would be uno. Press uno. And DOL would.
Wow.
If DOL, I obviously they're going to get it fixed.
And this was originally from the Spokane Review, right?
Spokesman, yeah.
Spokesman Review in
Spokesman
Spokane.
Review in Spokane.
And wow.
Pretty interesting stuff.
Was it just that office in particular that had this particular feature? Wasn't a statewide problem? I'm assuming this information came from the Spokesman Review.
Well, it's just the DOL automated phone system.
I mean, if I dial it in Edmonds, Washington, am I going to get a Scandinavian-ish
I would imagine
accent?
If you called it right now, they probably would pick up with a person. They probably don't want the machine picking up.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to get in touch with the DOL, now's the time to do it.
You're tired of not getting a person on the line. Today's your day.
This automated menu is designated to offer information in 10 languages. Very impressive during non-business hours. But if they are all just with accents and not actually the language, I don't know if they can make that
Call
claim.
from Sesame Street.
Is that Swedish? That sounds like Swedish. I didn't know you spoke Swedish. What a ridiculous story. It's good that we can all still laugh and have fun with things. Yeah. All right. Obviously, they should get that fixed, and I hope they get the right languages in there, especially for the people who need them. Get on that, DOL. All right, we got a lot more coming up. When we come back, we got your text messages and tons of fun stuff. So if you want to get some of those text messages, you still can into the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your tax return is one of the most important financial documents you produce each year. Have you ever looked at it and wondered what else can you do to minimize your taxes? John Curley here to tell you about Madrona Financial's 1040 Treasure Hunt Workshop, a hands-on tax planning workshop that helps you use your 1040 tax return to uncover tax reduction strategies, avoid future tax surprises, and plan ahead with confidence. The 1040 Treasure Hunt Workshop is at 6 p.m. on March 3rd at Madrona Financial's Kirkland office. This free hands-on event will expose ways to pay less in taxes and plan for the future. If you want fewer surprises and more control, this workshop is the place to start. Tuesday, March 3rd at 6 p.m. RSVP by calling 833-673-7373. That's 833-673-7373. Or visit madronafinancial.com/events to grab your seat today.
This is a paid advertisement. Investments involve risk. See full disclosures at madronafinancial.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much. What a fun day it was. This week really flew by, didn't it? Didn't it feel like just...
It's a rip-roaring, good fun week.
What a rip-roaring,
good
fun time. We're going to have a lot of audio for Friday Favorites, by the way. I can already tell. All right, Laura, why don't you start us off?
On King of Kong, Bonnie says, wait a minute, is the 20th anniversary of King of Kong and Spike has it on VHS? Was that the last VHS ever produced?
I misspoke. I have a DVD.
You have a DVD.
I have a DVD. I didn't realize that said
Blu-ray?
VHS. It's actually it's a widescreen. It's the director's cut widescreen.
Do you know what I this total side note? And for anybody who missed that interview, we did a great interview at the start of this hour with Steve Wiebe, who is the subject and star of King of Kong, and also Mike Thompson, who is his friend who he grew up with, who's now a Hollywood screenwriter.
Kind of a catalyst for the project.
Who really connected Steve with the documentary filmmakers, which then turned it into and Mike's in the movie too, but which then turned it into this cult favorite, which now become a real hit. And it's 20 years old. They're doing this event on Saturday night at 7 p.m. in North Bend. I'm emceeing it, and so we're going to do a Q&A with these guys.
Nice.
It's just one of my favorite documentaries ever, and they're super nice guys, so we just want to help promote that. But I did learn, total side note, because they said, is this the last VHS ever produced? I learned yesterday what the last VHS ever produced was.
What?
A History of Violence. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Do you remember that with he's Aragorn from Lord
Viggo
Mortensen. With Viggo Mortensen, which was such a fantastic
movie. Is that where
movie.
he's the coffee counter guy?
He's the coffee counter guy.
I've seen that movie. That's the last VHS
That's the last VHS ever made.
Wow.
Put out was that movie. Apparently that's what I was told. That could be wrong, but it's a fun story, so maybe. All right, Spike, go for it.
Okay, on Tampa Airport's ban on pajamas, Jesus and Ken says it's no better today than a Metro bus. Airplanes. I'd say it's a little.
Well, it's more expensive,
and you can't
drug-free zone.
It's drug-free.
It is drug-free.
Yeah, you can't sleep all the way. You can't buy a ticket to Tampa and sleep all the way to Paris like you can on a bus.
That's true. Yeah,
you know?
I would still. That's a toss-up. You're right. That could be a toss-up. That's a toss-up. Let's see. Athena in Port Orchard has the Phoebe answer we were seeking. She says, Phoebe must be the giant flamingo in the center of the airport. But that's just a guess. I'm torn. People wear the most ridiculous and scandalous things at the airport. As a former military member, I appreciate standards. But I am about to take a red eye to TPA, and you better bet I'm wearing comfy pants.
Comfy pants is one thing, and we said that.
Yeah, at least you're wearing pants. Good for you.
360 says, when they bring back the carving station, I'll stop wearing my pajamas.
That's totally true. Yeah, fair trade.
Yeah, fair trade.
I will wear a shirt.
I want to speak to David in the 253. Says, sounds like you two didn't realize this is satire. USA Today reached out to them, and the airport confirmed it was a social media joke. Tampa International Airport regularly shares lighthearted, satirical social media content as part of their ongoing effort to engage with our followers, blah, 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 blah. We said that. We knew that. We knew that going
David,
in.
Yeah.
We were speaking to the fact that the decorum of travel has fallen through the floor. That's what we were speaking to.
But thank you for pointing that out, David. Yes, it was satire. Thank you very much. Sometimes we do. Spike and I are very thick-headed, and we miss a lot.
Sometimes stuff just bounces off.
It does, or right over our heads.
So, by the way, Tampa has banned Crocs. That part's official.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I heard it.
I don't know.
I heard it was.
And Cindy in Seattle says, don't people have places to go and things to do when they arrive at their destination? Don't they want to be dressed nicely in case they get whisked to an unexpected event, or they lose their luggage, or they meet somebody fabulous on the plane? I want to look great on the plane, and I want to look great when I arrive, so I'm ready for anything.
Cindy sounds like the kind of person you want to sit next to on a flight.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Somebody who cares about life, somebody who cares how they're presented.
Respects their fellow passengers.
Respects his fellow passengers.
It's so not me, but Cindy, I love the way you're living your life.
Good for you, Cindy. Good for you. On Representative Joe Fitzgibbon, the House Majority Leader in Washington State, drinking before a legislative
I think
session.
during's a better description there, but that's just me.
It certainly felt like, he had enough that it was affecting him during it.
Yeah.
206 says he sounds more clear than any single person in the National Republican Party. That's a funny line. I think I can appreciate that. That's funny.
Yeah. Kristen Lake Tapp says, as a public trust employee, if I was drinking on the job, even one drop, I would be fired instantly. There's no excuse for drinking on the job.
That is interesting. Most people would. If you were caught drinking at work, most people would be reprimanded in some way. You would have some, disciplinary.
Absolutely. Layla, the next texter says.
If you guys are drunk at your job, are you going to keep your job?
No, absolutely not.
But do we want to overturn the will of the people?
Is the will of the people to elect a drunk?
Well,
did he run on? I don't know his case. Did he run on being a drunk?
I know where Spike's going with this.
He may have. Suppose he was a sheriff.
If he was a sheriff,
and there was an independent board appointed by the governor.
Here's what
Should
I
we
would
keep
say.
him on until the next election?
Here's what I would say. I imagine there's already some sort of a censure and disciplinary process in place. Now, will it be applied effectively? I do not know that's the case because he's the House Majority Leader. But I do appreciate that there's already rules and laws in place, as with Sheriff's Office, for censuring people.
Read the next one.
All right. What is the next one?
Read the next one.
Is it 253?
Yes.
Breathalyzers at the door of the House of Representatives from now on.
Every gavel's a blow and go.
Why not?
That's even funnier to me because just the House of Representatives, not the Senate.
Not the
Senate's
Senate.
good.
Just the House.
That's funny.
Thank you so much.
You have to blow on it before you can vote on anything?
Right. Your gavel's a blow and go.
You're above a .08.
All right. On the abundance of Ubers, Doug in Mount Vernon says union Uber drivers can offer rides to Democratic lawmakers to and from their committee meetings. Boom. Nice.
425 says Uber is ridiculously expensive here. Bring on Waymo. Aren't there Waymo
They're
driving
testing
around?
it right now.
I followed one up the highway the other day. I don't know if I told you about that.
Was it
driverless? Driverless. It got off the exit right in front of me on 5 northbound 5 at the end of our show. I went home. I'm following a Waymo on the freeway looking. There's nobody in this car.
That's so weird.
And it got off at my exit and it went under the bridge and got right back on the southbound. It was driving up and down I-5.
That is the future. We're living in the future, folks.
Yeah.
We thought the cars would fly, but they just drive themselves.
That's right. I want them to fly. When is a car going to fly? That's cooler. On the stolen goats, Bernie and Squim says antlers shed and regrow every year. Horns are permanent.
Okay, so goats have horns.
So there must be horns.
There you go.
Yeah, well, 206 says, hey, goat horns are called horns. And if you want to meet some friendly goats, you can come out to my farm. Green Apple alpacas. We have 3 goats. They're adorable. I kind of want to meet the alpacas. They said we would love to host you for a radio session from our farm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
a lot of bleating in the background.
Bleat.
I don't know how I feel about that as a producer.
Bleating.
Bleating.
Yeah, let's clarify that.
There you go. Well, folks, let's end on the goat one. That's a good one to end on. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us today. Go back and get the podcasts. Go back and watch on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Tell them how much you love us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll be back tomorrow. John Curley's coming up next. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.